All right. Before we get into it today, just want to give a big shout out to all the Patreon subscribers. You guys are the salt of the earth, and you help this show immensely, and appreciate you. Long time. And so I do have a thing going on. I'm going to do a contest with the Patreon subscribers. We're giving away a signed copy of Michael Alago's book. I ran into him at Purchase Street Records, and we hung out the other day, so I was able to get that signed book. And I have one for you guys, so details soon. If you want to get in on it, go to patreon.com/bigtruth, and you can sign up there, and there's all kinds of different levels of patronage. This contest will only be available to paid subscribers, not the free subscribers. So membership, has its privileges, and, and try and give back. If you are in a situation where you need some artwork, you need to check out tattooflashcollective.com. They do supply tattoo flash for tattoo shops or tattoo flash collectors and aficionados, but they also have prints and books, prints in all kinds of sizes. So you need to fill that hole in the wall. You want to cover it up. You don't want to, you punch the hole in the wall being a drunk idiot, and you don't want to take the time to really fill it in and fix the plaster and do everything properly. Just get some art, put it over it. Voila, boom, done. If you use the promo code BigTruth at checkout, you get 10% off your order. If you are a Patreon subscriber, you get even more off your order. So again, check it out. TattooFlashCollective.com, and on Instagram and everything at TattooFlashCollective. And if you're in Europe, go to Tattoo Flash Collective Europe and save on shipping, because it'll be shipped from Europe, not from USA. Simple as that. All right. Now, I want to welcome back the Glassman Injury Attorneys back in the fold, and as official sponsor of the show. If you found yourself in the unfortunate situation to be in a motorcycle accident, and, shit happens, especially nowadays with a lot of distracted drivers out there, you need to get Glassman on the job, because they are motorcycle riders and, support the life, and, they rep, you know what I mean? And they're going to rep for you. And even if you had something happen up to 3 years ago, you can still actively pursue that, right? It's hard to pursue street justice nowadays, so you might as well get some legal justice and some financial shit back from someone that's being distracted and texting and then, sideswiping you or whatever. You know what I mean? So check them out. Got to get Glassman on Instagram and everything. And the phone number, super simple, 617-777. 7777. Again, 617-777-7777. 617, and then the rest sevens. If you just keep pounding 7, you'll get to them. And this is nationwide, because if they are more active in New England, but they have a network across the country, so they'll get you hooked up. So if you're in Iowa, they got you locked down. So check it out. Now, I do have a motorcycle shop. So if you you do get in an accident or some shit and you need some repair done. Sorry, I know that's a horrible transition. I don't wish that on anyone, even people I don't like. But yeah, or you just want to do some custom work, speed work, whatever, give us a call. Full service brick and motorcycle shop, Chopperhead Custom Cycles, located 13 County Road, East Freetown, Massachusetts. If you are not local and you still want some parts or swag, we got an online store, www.chopperhead.com. And I'm set up with everyone. So if there's a set of pipes or something you want and you don't see it on there, just give us a call or shoot us an email. We can get it for you. And I can have more stuff like drop shipped right from manufacturer. So sometimes I get stuff to you in a day or two. All right. So yeah, check it out. Chopperhead.com. We are the lifestyle. We're not a lifestyle brand, but I do have some swag, you know what I mean? So if you want to help out and rep, chopperhead.com, or come in the store, even better. And I don't know why, but there's a bunch of people that are local that always do mail order. Just come by. We're open every day except for Sunday. Just come hang out. It's we got a showroom out front, and a parts counter, and then, the shop in the back. You can walk in. We're open to the public. All right. If you want more information on the podcast, just go to bigtruthpodcast.com. And that's it. We did a fun one tonight. I got my man Frankie Puopolo in the house, and he came over with Mark from The Unseen, and we got hammered on tequila and talked a lot of smack. So we'll get into it right now.
Sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have have a liftoff.
All right, here we go. Once again, I want to thank you for tuning into this episode of the Big Truth Podcast. And I'm sitting here with my man, Frankie Puopolo, who you may know from bands like Death Before Dishonor or his solo stuff, and now vocalist for Wisdom in Chains. And sitting in as a guest host is Mark Unseen. It's almost like we got a mini M4 going.
What up?
Two in a row coming up.
Yeah.
The handsomest Guido in Massachusetts.
And we're gonna record another M4 Saturday nights live from Joe's rustic cabin in the middle of wherever.
Plainville,
Oh,
Mass.
I thought you were doing one at the bar. You're not doing one at the bar?
No, we're gonna do one at the bar at some point. We're gonna do a live one.
Yeah, I want to come just to hang out for that.
Yeah,
I got to come do a show there. That's
Yeah. You
that was
do.
fun.
And we'll do. You can perform. We'll do a whole night.
It's only on my rider. I only play if KO shows up.
Yeah. He'll be there. He'll be there. I can. I'll ask him if he wants to be your hype guy.
Perfect.
Oh yeah. So we've already been doing a little bit of a podcast, and now we're getting going. But yeah, man, fuck it. What do you guys think of those drones?
Oh my God, I went to bring that up. We haven't even talked about it.
Yeah.
Dude, I hear they're showing up around here now. Someone was saying.
Yeah,
Over
the
the
Rhode
Cape or
Island
something?
and
Or one over Logan, or somebody said.
Yeah, I
two kids
think,
got arrested or something like that.
Oh, because now they're saying that, well, the government said that, there's copycats now, but I think that, I mean, I'm sure there are some, but I think that it's just them covering up that.
Yeah,
It's got to be military experiments or something like that.
a lot of motherfuckers don't have
PSYOP. It's PSYOP.
Yeah, it is.
Totally.
All right, we're gonna put the tinfoils on right now.
Yeah, it's all right.
I'm ready to go.
What's your take on
It's
it?
under my winter hat.
Okay, so obviously it's not UFOs, right?
Right.
But from and then obviously the state and like local guys don't know what's going on, right? So like the local
Right.
officials don't know what's up, and they're getting pissed off, and they keep having these White House press conferences, and the feds are like, nah, we don't see any issues yet.
Yeah,
There's
it's no danger. There's no danger.
There's no
It's like,
danger.
If there's always considered a danger if you don't know what it is.
Yeah,
So
right. And on top of it, if me or you flew a drone right now at 400 feet, that shit would get shot down. We'd be arrested.
Right,
You
right.
got to have a license. You got to be a FAA license to fly drones.
And over private property. That's technically those people's property as soon as you're over someone's house, too.
Yeah,
Up until some point in the atmosphere.
Yeah, there's a lot of regulations. Like, and kids have gotten like arrested over flying drones, fucking around, like toy drones, right?
Yeah.
And so, copycats. How many people have car-sized drones? I don't know.
Yeah, no.
So what I heard on through
Some weirdo in like a New Jersey garage, maybe like
yeah, I'm
Carl,
sure.
Carl from what's that fucking show with the meatball and the fries and stuff?
Aqua Teen.
Yeah, he might have.
So what are you saying? You what?
So the thing I heard that made the most sense, and that is still scary, but it's still like, tinfoil hat, is, so obviously we're going to rule out UFOs and all that stuff, but someone said that there's like a missing nuclear warhead, right, from Ukraine, and no one knows where the fuck it is. So they think that those are like federal drones.
I could see that. No, that's really not a far stretch at all. That's
No,
not
see,
even
to me,
tinfoil.
that's the most,
That's
like-
pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
But so I could be wrong, but I heard they're mostly over or near military bases. So that also kind of leads toward that, like something military testing wise.
Maybe, yeah.
Because I also heard there was sightings somewhere in England, but it's near an American Air Force base or naval base or something.
Yeah.
But if they're on a search, they're going to spread out more. But which they are spreading out more now.
Yeah, I mean, like they're on like the whole eastern seaboard at this point, right? Like, or
Yeah.
have been, and like at some places,
They tried to fucking play it off. I watched some interview with some Fed guy, and they even said, like, how can you say these aren't dangerous if you don't know what they are? Then they could be dangerous, right?
Yeah,
and he totally circumvents the whole question and walks
That's
around.
right.
And he's going, no, it could be copycats, and a lot of it's just planes, and you don't know what a plane looks like just bullshit. Like, you think people that live by airports don't know what the fucking planes
plane
look
looks
like? Dude,
like?
I lived with my mother in Southie for years, and you know what the planes look like flying into Logan. Like,
yeah, and they don't just hover. No, I don't know a plane that fucking
the lights
hovers.
Everything's different.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
It's wild.
But I
It's
see
like-
personal videos people are doing. It's a lot of them.
The one I saw when someone filmed some in Maryland, and they don't look like they're even that high. It's like crazy. But yeah, it's like
Sketchy.
yeah, you're saying you don't know what they are, but they're in like federal airspace, where normally that shit would just get shut
They
down.
get shut down immediately.
So they know what's going on.
Like
they're
the fucking
not saying.
the Chinese balloons or whatever.
Yeah.
Were they I don't know what they were. Did they say they were Chinese balloons? That's what I thought. You don't remember the weather balloons or whatever?
No, the spy balloons. Yeah.
Yeah, there's they know what's going on.
Yeah. So, but then if you want to if you really want to put the tinfoil hats on, if you're familiar with Project Bluebeam, and
I don't know that, but I was listening to another podcast and they mentioned that.
Yeah.
But I didn't look up what it's about yet.
So Bluebeam is going to be like why they think there's all like this disclosure talk is because they're setting it up to make a fake, like almost like War of the Worlds. Like,
really?
Like a psyop to test how you respond to an alien attack type thing,
or a psyop to do a fake alien attack to put more like martial law controls in situations.
Oh, okay,
you know what I mean.
I wouldn't put it past them. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
I'm big on the tin. I jump right in, man. Like,
but the thing is, it ain't even tinfoil hat
will do
because
anything.
if you just look at
every time you look back and they were right 90% of the time. Most of these things where people are like that's fucking crazy, and like 2-3 years later they're right.
Yeah, or like the people that like the government would never do that, and it's like, all right, go look at Operation Northwoods, and go look at USS Liberty. Like even Pearl Harbor, they had pre-knowledge and they let it happen to justify going into the war. There's all kinds of false flag
MK Ultra,
operations.
fucking giving people acid.
Yeah, even there's people even think that Manson was a.
They say you're part of that, right?
CIA,
there was a lot of guys that end up being big names getting in trouble for stuff where they did connect with those experiments that they think they were part of those experiments. I don't know. It makes sense to me. To me, it's not a far stretch at all.
No, not at all. But yeah,
it's a nice way to start. I like it.
All right. Thanks to Ocho for kicking it off.
Ocho kicking it off. That's good. I'm going to the Packy tomorrow for some of that.
Yeah. If you're listening, makers of Tequila Ocho, I don't know how many times we've shouted you out already.
This episode unofficially sponsored by El Ocho.
Yeah, you don't even have to send money. Just send us a case of Ocho.
Fuck yeah.
Because I've sold a lot. Is it
just called Ocho Single Estate, Tequila Plata?
Yeah.
It's the
best tequila on the market.
Yeah, dude, I hadn't had it till tonight. The first shot, I was like, oh my God, this is
fucking
incredible.
smooth.
Let me rescind. It's the best tequila on the market in the $50 range.
For the price, crazy.
For the price point. Yeah. I know there's probably better tequilas, but yeah.
No, it's great.
Yeah, so if you're listening.
The bottle's gone.
Yeah. I think we got to look, but I might have a whole sealed bottle.
I think you do by the refrigerator. Yeah,
I always got a bottle kicking around. I
told you the girlfriend's willing to come pick us up if we go too far.
Yeah, you don't want to call Jack Diamond again.
No, dude.
That's
it's
like
my December 6th. It's my year anniversary. It was last Friday.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, for the lawyer.
Yep. I was like, I am not drinking tonight. I was like, that night I was like, I am not going out drinking. But yeah, fuck a year. What fucking hell that was.
Yeah. Well, at least when we do the M4, if we do it at Joe's house, if we're
I'm like 15 minutes from my house.
Or you can just crash out on the couch for a little while. Yeah, yeah.
You can crash at my house if you got it too much.
Yeah.
Sometimes the work can wait.
Yeah. But you could take an Uber home from there at that point.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's close.
But yeah.
Jesse, she'll drive you home. My girlfriend will drive him home. She loves him.
Yeah. Mark's a good guy. What's not to love?
Yeah, exactly.
As long as I have
the illegitimate son of Vinny Stigma. Yeah.
And a little of this is why I don't think I could ever do I do video when we're doing like a remote person because it's easy to do, but I don't think we could ever put an M4 on video.
Probably. No, probably not.
We'd be in so much trouble. Or not we as the collective, but a couple of you guys would be in a lot of trouble.
No, I think that's probably pretty much everybody.
Yeah. But yeah,
I'm just doing listen, I'm your guest, so you're in trouble. I wouldn't be in trouble. I'm sure.
Yeah. It's that's the same thing where I got in trouble with the town because not sport bike.
I was trying to tell them about this.
Yeah, some people were being too rowdy.
Stunt riders showed up to our bike nights, and then they came after me because I hosted the event, even though the shit was on like the public.
Yeah, you can't control other people's.
Is that stuff over now? Are you still dealing with?
Do they do what stunt riders? They do stunts and stuff. They're doing wild shit.
Yeah, it was fun, Yeah, it's all over with, and I got my license, and I beat my criminal case. It's so dumb.
Oh, you have to go to trial and stuff?
Oh no, I had to go to the hearing. You know what I mean?
Okay.
To see if it was going to go further, but it, you know what it is? It just cost me a lot of money because I had to have two lawyers, right? I had to have a business attorney and then a criminal defense attorney. But going into winter, which is always fun because it's like
because I'd assume business ties down here.
Yeah, it's
so you'd be able to do those again, or are they kind of done now?
No, I'm gonna talk to someone at one of the local bars that people go to, usually go to after bike night anyway, and see about partnering with them and
do a host little after party and all that.
Because if I do it here, I'm gonna need 2 police details. I'm going to need porta potties. I'm going to need signed off.
It becomes like a public event or something.
Yeah. Even though like I got 8 years of doing it with not a single issue, right? Like not one DUI, not one DUI in the vicinity, like, not one, not one, like no violence,
not on record,
like, nothing. Yeah. No, that was an M4. That wasn't.
Dude, we're older. It's a pretty chill crowd that just wants to have a good time.
Yeah. 100%.
This is I've never been here. This is a very cool spot, though.
Yeah, man. Thanks.
I don't know if you plug yourself a lot, but everyone needs to come check this spot out. This is badass.
Just this is fun man town, right? Like,
Hell yeah.
My favorite thing is that because of I don't know, because when people see podcasts and stuff, they think it's a bigger operation. Yeah. And so people come and like I've had people come out here from Ireland to check out the shop.
Yeah, you do pretty fucking well, right?
Yeah.
You cover a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, so but people come all over the place and they're like, and then they see this like shitty table with like 3 mics or 4 mics and like
and like a bottle of tequila and pickles.
like a bunch of empties. And I'm like, yeah, that's where we do the podcast. They're like, you
Maddie
fucking
lost
serious?
the words is napping under the table.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
It's the best because it's like because I usually do it too on the lifts, but we haven't had an open lift in a while. But that lift was open today. But yeah,
you do it up on the lift.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Just set it up on one of the empty lifts.
That's a cool little setup.
Yeah, but we haven't had time in a while.
Listen, I'm never doing this again unless I can be on a lift.
Okay, we'll do it. What I want to do, my plan though, is like I think I'm going to buy one of those. I'm going to buy another shipping container and convert it into a podcast studio.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Hey, I actually have some soundproofing
How much are
shit
those?
I'm looking to get rid of if you want to do something like that.
Okay.
Like the fucking, I think they're 3 foot by maybe 5 foot pieces.
Okay, I'll talk to you.
Yeah, a handful of them. It'll help. Put them in a corner or something.
Yeah. Because
How much are the shipping containers?
I think bare bones are not too bad.
bare bones are not bad. Then we would just have to finish it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta
Are
add.
they like a couple grand, $5,000?
Noise will be a nightmare in there if you don't pad the walls.
No, you get them way cheaper.
Yeah, because I want to buy something like that, store a bunch of my stuff in.
Well, it depends on the size. Like we got that 40-foot one out there. That was like $2,500.
Oh wow, that's not bad at all.
Bad.
I'm going to talk to you about Connect for that soon.
Yeah, but I was gonna get like a 20-foot one and try and make a podcast.
That'd be
studio
sick.
out of
Yeah,
it, just right over there. So it's like
Yeah, a whole little
table,
office.
some chairs. That'd be awesome.
You'll have to pad every inch of that wall though, or the audio is gonna be crazy.
Well, I was thinking I might even have to do like
You could do cloth, even just cloth or something over there.
Yeah, or put like the spray insulation in between.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
In between the drywall.
that would absolutely work.
Yeah, and then still put up some sound stuff. You know what I mean? But that's down the. I'm in winter mode. Which
Yeah,
is like
that's
save
like
every
a
penny.
spring
I'm entering winter
project,
mode
man.
soon too.
Yeah.
That's why I have to work. That's why I got to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah. What do you
You're
even
booking
doing?
off already.
Are
You ain't
still
showing up.
Still doing cleanouts?
Yep. Yeah, cleaning up leaves. I still got probably.
Even though he replaced
20
me as his gutter guy, I was his gutter.
Yeah,
I was
he
his
could've
little
been
gutter
still.
boy for a while.
I got a guy
He'd
that
make me
climbed-
wear a half shirt and
guy
short
that climbed
shorts.
the wall from
Yeah, you got the
Mexico
crazy
has been
guy
doing
now.
my gutters.
He's probably better than me.
No fear.
No, I'm stuck in the theater now. I get stuck in the theater around now constantly. Do the crazy hours and all that. So
Yeah, you got wild hours, huh?
yeah, it's nuts. This is I got Mondays off. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's just for December. Usually we are busy Mondays doing like 8 a.m. to midnight load-ins or some type of crazy setup, or 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. weird shit.
I like how we're like probably 20 minutes, half hour, and yet you haven't really introduced.
Yeah, we
him
haven't.
yet.
I thought we did. I thought I did. Didn't
Yeah,
Oh,
he
you,
said
oh,
that.
you did. Yeah,
I
no
did.
brief.
I
Yeah,
named the band.
I?
Yep, yep, okay.
Yeah.
He talked about
And then
my
we just started talking about
OnlyFans.
drones and tequila.
Yeah, we got right into it. That's all.
That's the name of this
We got
episode.
right into
Drones and tequila.
And then this stuff.
And psyops, drones, and tequila. What's the union? For
Local 11 stagehands
Stagehands,
in
yeah.
Boston, yeah. And then so the same, like IATSE is the International Alliance of Theater Stagehand Employees, but the union itself also does movies, but it's a separate local for movies and TV shows.
Yeah.
That's 481 in Boston, and a lot of some old hardcore dudes and stuff that are involved in that. You remember Abel Barber?
Yeah.
He's
So-
in that, and so they any movie or something you watch on TV, you'll see my union's emblem at the end of the credits.
Yeah.
That's all my guys and gals.
But I feel like I don't know because it's Boston, not LA.
Yeah, best
but, like,
compilation of all fucking time.
I know, but I feel like it's smarter to be in your side, right? Like because
For Boston, live theaters or live events.
Because that never ends versus like movies are like come and go.
We're a
right?
pretty good stronghold. Yeah, movies come and go. I think they just passed. I don't want to misspeak on the law stuff, but I think they just finally passed the law or some type of stipulation giving the tax breaks to the movies to be able to come and record here.
Okay.
There was like an issue with it, and some people were going maybe to like Connecticut or some productions were going to other places where they should have came to Massachusetts probably.
Yeah,
You know, like it's supposed to look like Massachusetts, they go to fucking Connecticut.
Yeah.
So I was part of a team of, I think, 3 talking to some of the state representatives actually at my theater that we came and we hosted them. And me and the president of my union, who's also my stepfather, and then the head carpet in my theater, where I'm the head audio guy, we were the 3 to talk to the reps about, hey, like this is how it positively impacts the community, the income, the tourism, everything. Because you get people in doing movies, and you have the actors in, you have all the workers in. They're getting hotels, they're getting restaurants, for months.
Even dumb shit like a sighting of an actor in some place, then people start going to that place.
Right, yeah, you're getting free ads for all kinds of different companies and stuff and businesses. So, yeah, we talked to them about that, and then they pushed it through. They voted to give the break so that a lot of these people that should be here but are going to nearby like Connecticut or something, they're coming here now. They're going to start booking here, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, the live end, the theater I'm at is the oldest operating theater in Boston. It's called the Colonial Theater.
Okay.
I actually used to work in there as a teenager cleaning it, like vacuuming, taking out the trash and shit like that. And we do a lot of the pre-Broadway, so a lot of big Broadway shows get built at our theater up here, and they'll do like a test run for a few months, like Moulin Rouge. We did that. And then they go to New York City and they run on Broadway as long as they can. So it's a really cool gig. It's
fuck yeah, and
different.
it doesn't end, right? Yeah.
Hopefully. I feel like live entertainment's never going to end. You know, COVID kind of fucked us, obviously.
Yeah.
And then we were the first to go because it's large gatherings of people coming together, right?
Yeah.
And then we were the last to come back. So there was a point where like things were freed up, but we still couldn't do big live events. So I was like working concrete and masonry and shit like that.
Just hustling.
Which I didn't mind. I was with some friends and it was good, but that was the only time that it affected us. But for the most part, like live events are always going to go strong. It's always a different experience, right? You go see something in a theater, it's different than a movie. It's a different vibe and it's very cool.
Yeah. Now, is there as we're talking about unions and movies and productions, is there a vocal coach union?
Vocal coach union?
Yeah.
For singing?
No, just for like actors trying to have Boston accents because those motherfuckers need to be fired, right? Because nobody even motherfuckers from Boston don't have
They're fucking it up.
They don't got good Boston accents in fucking movies. Like
I think that's just our problem being around here. Like because we can even hear different towns. A lot of us.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there's the Actors Guild, right? The Screen Actors Guild. That's what it would be. I think they'd work through them, but geez. I know. I've heard. I try to ignore it.
I know. I'm just fucking around.
It's because like you hear the thing is like New York, you hear the New York accents and it's just so many New York guys available to come and do it. And in Boston, for some reason, not as many guys get into it. Yeah. But there's been a lot of stories about stagehands being on set for movies and they talk or they say something and the producer's like, whoa. You're in the movie, and they grab him up. Like, there's this one dude that's in a bunch of the gangster movies that he was a stagehand. Yeah. Actually, there's 2, but one of them in particular I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
And he ended up being in like every movie in Boston. He plays like one of the random gangster dudes with some talking shit. And he was just a stagehand who said something, and the producer was like, "Who the fuck are you? Get on here. You're hired."
100%. I can attest to this. I'm going to tell a story. I don't think I've said it on the podcast before because I just remembered it from this was like maybe 20 years ago. I was in Arizona when I still lived in. I lived in Arizona for a couple of years, and me and my boy Brent. From Bricktop,
Mm-hmm. Oh hell yeah, Bricktop,
yeah. So me and Brent are in this grocery store, and we're in Tucson, we're in Tucson, Arizona, right? Mm-hmm. And this was before we moved to Flagstaff, but it was in Tucson, and we're in this fucking grocery store, and fucking I'm talking to Brent, and all of a sudden this like Indian like Navajo like Indian like Indian, like Native American.
Feathers, not dots.
Yeah, not dots.
All the woke people are pissed at me already now.
Yeah. So, but you know who's not pissed? The Native Americans.
They don't give a fuck. They're the hardest motherfuckers on earth. You can't bother them.
Hardest motherfuckers, dude, bro. Like, I went to see Slayer when they filmed their home video, and me and Brent and Jay were out there, and we were fucking hammering dudes, like big Navajo dudes, like grabbing them by the hair, punching them in the face, knocking them on the ground, and they were getting up and like
psyched.
They were stoked. They were like, you guys know what you're doing. They didn't know, like,
Slayer. Pure warrior.
Slayer,
like all them, like, say, with like the like Samoan dudes and dudes like them Highlander,
warrior
like
cultures.
native, any like native cultures that are still around, man. Those are scary motherfuckers.
Warrior
they
cultures.
don't fuck around.
Yeah, warrior cultures. They don't fuck around.
Them New Zealand guys, a lot of them. Yeah.
So anyway, so me and Brent are in the grocery store, and I yell something at Brent. All of a sudden, this Indian dude comes over. He's like, he's looking at me. He's like, "Where you from?" And I'm like, "Boston." He's like, "I'm filming a movie about 3 brothers from Boston that come out here to knock off an Indian casino." He's like, "You need to be
perfect. Yeah, get the fuck in it. Do it."
So like Brent was in it, and me, and then these 2 actors, and then the actors. I just remember being like, "Bro, you." Like, just stop. Like, fuck. Just don't even try, dude. Like, it's fucking horrible. And the voice, you know?
They
and,
just want that. Well, no, it's funny. I put your podcast on today for my girlfriend to hear it on the ride.
Yeah.
And she hadn't heard your podcast. And she knows you and stuff, but not well.
Yeah.
And then she hears you. Because even I was like, you know, we always know each other and say what's up, but we never just sat and talked for a long period of time. Yeah. And right away she goes, "Oh, he's got a thick accent, huh?" Because she's from Maine originally. You know, she's been down here 20 years, but she's from Maine. She was like, "Oh, Truth's got a thick accent." Yeah. You're from here, right? From that New Bedford? Or you're from this? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from this area.
Yeah, it sounds like it's like South, like New Bedford.
South Coast accent, yeah. But
we can pick that out. Some stripper once tried to tell me she was from Dominican Republic or something.
You're like, no, you're from Fall River.
You're from fucking Dorchester.
Yeah.
She's like, how did you know?
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Your parents might be from Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
You're from Dorchester. I could tell it before I opened the door.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so anyway, so it was funny. And it was like a movie. This dude, it was gonna be, it's an awesome.
So you did it. You were in it and stuff?
No, but it never happened. So it was like, it was supposed to get produced by like Quentin Tarantino, actually. Oh, shit. And this dude was doing it. And then,
what, did he want to do weird shit with your feet? So you're like, no way, man.
No. It was just one of those things where it's like, I don't know if that was real or if he's just saying that to get us roped in, you know what I mean?
Right.
But at the end,
well, he probably was hoping it was probably a possibility, but
I think he was talking,
Yeah.
But we filmed for like 3 days, and it was fun as fuck. We were driving around Tucson and cars like burning out, like shooting guns, fucking, the prop shit,
Yeah.
Like we've done that other shit, but like
I was saying, I got a SWAT team kicking the door on me for a prop gun before.
Yeah. But this was like, actually filmed and everything, and it was fun as fuck. But then I don't know, I think the dude's like, something happened personal to him and his life fell apart, and then the whole project fell apart. But it was the same thing. I was just talking.
Yeah, that's
all of a sudden this dude peeks around the corner. He's like, "Where you from?" And I was like,
"Yeah," and he sees you, big old handsome guy, perfect.
Yeah,
hey, you're gonna kill me. I gotta piss already. You want to keep going?
Sure.
No. That's the good thing about 3 of us. There's always someone to fucking hold it down. Mark, what's going on? What do you think? Because you must have to follow this as someone that does snow removal and stuff in the winter. Like, do you think we're gonna get hit this year?
I don't know. I mean, it's gotten colder the last like week and a half, 2 weeks, but
we're in that period where like I know a lot of listeners aren't from New England, but like it'll be 20 degrees one day and 60 degrees the next.
Literally tomorrow is going to be like 55 degrees.
Yeah. And then
Saturday it was like
17.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean,
that's why we're always pissed off. Like
they still get it in like Worcester, still gets like hammered and stuff. But
yeah. Did like that in that weird snow belt.
But it's been like last year and the year before, we got like nothing. I think I plowed twice last year.
Yeah.
Twice the year before, so
I know it's been bad because like a week ago we had those little flurries.
Yep.
And they put like a fucking inch of salt on the ground. I'm like, why?
So those dudes want to make money. So they're out there
like, they can justify it. They want to
like some of the private like guys that I know around town. I saw them out this morning.
It's
and
the end of the year too.
I'm like, it's gonna be fucking.
They gotta spend that money.
Even a little bit.
40 degrees in an hour. Why are you putting salt down?
I was saying even a little bit. If the temperature's going down, you can say, hey, this is going to be a sheet of ice, even a little bit. But
yeah. Because I'm like, now you just made it harder to me to have to test ride bikes or to have customers drop off.
I was Mark's #1 snow shovel guy for a while, man. I shovel with my shirt off.
Gutter and
the
snow
old ladies
shovel,
love guttering and snow. Yeah.
You might make an appearance this year.
Mark,
absolutely. Yeah, January and February actually get slow, so I'm available. I'm always looking to put in the work, man. That's a fun.
One of the
we
kids
have
that
so
works
much
for me,
fucking
he's like,
fun. It's the best gig.
He's like, I didn't know that guy. He's like, I thought that dude was just like tall, but then like we went into like Dunkin' Donuts and he took his jacket off. I was like, oh fuck. He's like, I'm scared of that guy. He's like, so quiet kid. He's like, that guy looks like he's serious. Like he's serious bad news.
If they only knew what a fucking goofball I am.
Yeah. So actually, we'll talk about music stuff, but one thing that's interesting is like I knew you when you were doing powerlifting, and then you got out of that. What made you get out of that?
Injuries or
Injuries? We were talking about injuries. A little
Honestly, well, yeah, there was a combination. So between having like the kid, I had my daughter,
Yeah.
and then I actually was shortly after having my daughter, me and her mother moved out to Ohio, and we were powerlifting out there. We were training with the West Side people. We were at the sweatshop in Cincinnati. Laura Phelps Sweat. She's now Stackhouse, Laura Stackhouse, her new husband, and then you got Shane Sweat, and he's remarried also, and they both still coach out of there together. And yeah, we were out there competing, and it was really just got to this point, right, where as much as I loved it, I was literally I'd work, I think 6 nights a week. I'd only get about 2 hours of sleep if I was lucky.
Yeah.
And then the 7th night, maybe 5 hours. I could have slept in that last night, but I wanted to spend time with the kid. So I get up after about 5 hours, and it got so bad, I actually got hospitalized for sleep deprivation. I was hallucinating and stuff. And that was out in Ohio. But I was still so passionate about it and loved it. And then when I finally left, I was supporting the whole family. And then when we split up, me and the kid's mother, we still are friends. We get along great and all that. But when we split up, I was like, I'm back in Boston, and I just want to focus on getting high up in my union and working. I wanted to just focus on that. So I just kind of had to shift focus and make sure that that's what I was doing. So I kept competing once a year in this big, awesome thing called Relentless. They do one in Minnesota every year, and they do one in Detroit. It's the Relentless Powerlifting Meet, and they raise funds for kids and the families of the kids fighting life-threatening illnesses. But they don't just raise money. Like, it's a whole event and a weekend, and you hang out with the families, and you get really close to them and get relationships.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
And it's fucking like amazing. So
it makes it more personal, yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Like, I'm friends for life with the people I've met through that, the families and the lifters and stuff. And you had some of the best lifters in the world. So with that, I kept doing that for a few years, but as I was focusing more on the union and really getting my nose to the grindstone, it just wasn't feasible. I'd be like, I was one of the overhead riggers at the convention center in Southie at the BCEC. And I'd be working like 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. or 12 p.m. And like on fucking lunch break, I'd go train in Everett. I'd be fucking pulling motor chain 100 feet in the air, 8 a.m. till like 12:30 p.m. I'd come down from the ceiling. I'd go to Everett, and I'd be fucking squatting 1,000 pounds, and then I'd go back and work again till 6 p.m. And then I'd go hit Gold's Gym and do a bunch of assistance work. You do all this extra like lifting work, and then go back and work another 3-4 hours pulling motor chain up into the air, and like your body just can't handle it. So I lost my taste for like going that far with it. So I slowly just shifted into like, I lift to stay strong and stay fit and stuff, but it just stopped becoming my passion kind of
What's
naturally.
the age like cut off for like doing?
Well, here's the thing about like powerlifting. If you're doing it right, there is a fella named Donnie Thompson. He was the first guy to total 3,000 pounds in a powerlift. I mean, that means your best squat plus bench plus deadlift is 3,000 pounds. The guy's incredible.
Beast, yeah.
And all he ever talked about and all he does now is he works on like staying active, staying longevity, injury prevention. So he did that in his 40s. I want to say he was 43 or 44 years old or something crazy like that when he became the first man to total over 3,000. So it ain't like it's got to be a young man's game. You got guys in their 40s that are the best in the world. But you also, I don't think it's feasible to do it. If you're the guy that's working 6 nights a week and days and nights over to working 100-hour weeks, pulling motor chain in the sky, it's just not feasible. I remember one time I left for lunch early. I went and did a car deadlift competition in Everett for like a strongman competition. I had to leave the competition to go back to work, and they had to call me and tell me I won the car deadlift competition. And I was like, but I with the job I was doing and where my focus was, it just wasn't feasible. It just wasn't happening. And I love it. I love the sport and I love the people, but the passion that I had is not there. It just wasn't my focus.
Because I mean, I imagine like how much time you got to put in. Like
it's not as well. So the ideal training is like when I was doing the West Side program at Sweatshop, it was 4 big days a week, but they want you in and out of there in 2 hours. So like before I went there and I was powerlifting,
you need to recover, yeah.
Yeah, I would do like 3 or 4 hour workouts and love it and enjoy it, but they were like, no, that's not optimal. We want you in and out, like warm up, get down to work, and get the fuck out of here in 2 hours, maybe 2.5 if you're doing some extra stretching and stuff. So 4 days a week, you got the big workouts, and then 2 days a week are like your extra work. It's like an hour of lightweight stuff. Focus on your weaknesses. Oh, my lats are a little weak. A bunch of sets of like high rep lat work, a bunch of sets of high rep tricep work for locking out your bench. Yeah. Probably some extra glutes and abs. But so 6 days a week, but 2 of those are very quick workouts, you know.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
So I mean, if you really look at it like that, it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 hours a week. Not bad.
Yeah,
But what that translates to though is if you want to be recovering from that, like your nervous system is blown out, your body's fucking, you know, I was a warehouse worker and a bouncer.
Pulling chain isn't.
And then Ohio, I wasn't pulling chain Ohio. I was a warehouse worker during the day and then a bouncer at a strip club at night.
Yeah.
But still physical, you know.
Physical, yeah.
And then you have to, the amount of food you want to eat and have to eat to recover from that gets insane.
Yeah, I can
And
imagine.
I was working in a warehouse for lifting supplements.
Yeah.
So we had like free protein and all that shit, and it was still like I was working so much and not sleeping. I was like losing weight still, eating fucking everything in sight.
It's wild because I'm gonna come right back. I'm in the same boat now. We
Well, you're going to piss now too. Yeah, it's fucking
Wait,
heavy.
I'm
That's
not-
right. Me and Mark can talk about some stuff. Mark, do you want to tell everyone about the cool patch I got you for Christmas? Because we're secret gay
Let's see,
lovers.
I got a skull with a pepperoni pizza mohawk.
Yeah.
From Frankie and Jesse for Christmas.
Because, dude, after trying that place you recommended in Connecticut, you're the pizza god, man. I'll never
Was
question
it
you.
Frank Pepe's, right?
Frank Pepe's,
Yeah.
the original in New Haven. Oh my God, I'm not supposed to even eat that. And I was like, I'll have a bite, and I had a bite, and I was like, okay, I'll have a slice. And I waited like 10 minutes after the first slice to see if I got sick, because it usually kicks in pretty quick. And I was like, I think I'm okay. I wasn't even hungry, but it was so fucking
so
good.
fucking good.
I had 2 more slices, and by the time we got to the car, I was like, hon, you got to drive. I'm like dying.
They got another place right up the street called Sally's Pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's also been there for a long time. Yeah, it's good.
That's the Wisdom guys got to go there because Richie and Luke are like fucking obsessed. They can't stop talking about pizza. We did the Wisdom and Chains pizza party. Did you see that thing we did for after the holiday jam, the Keystone Holiday Jam?
No, I didn't see
like
it.
a week or 2 ago.
Yeah.
So it was Richie's idea. It was fucking genius. Him and Luke are always going, like, they have special pizza places. He had Luke pick up like a special dough from this pizza place they love in New York City, and he got like all his seasonings and all that. And we did a Wisdom and Chains pizza party after the jam because they have fucking pizza ovens at Reverb in Reading, Pennsylvania.
Oh, nice.
So as soon as the show was over, it was funny too. Luke's like, I just want to hang out, but then he was so happy making pizza for everybody.
Yeah.
We had a Wisdom and Chains, like a whole pizza party logo. Pizza party logo. We made Wisdom and Chains pizza boxes and the T-shirt. So you had to, pre-order.
Yeah.
You get a Wisdom and Chains pizza made by us. It was really just Luke. He did all the fucking work because he's awesome. And you get the T-shirt and the pizza box. And man, everyone was like,
Italian or no?
Luke, yeah.
Mama
Of
Luke,
course,
dude.
Mama Luke.
Yeah.
Dude, you never hung with Mama Luke?
No.
Oh, you
that was,
haven't?
dude, one of the funniest parts about joining Wisdom and Chains was the phone calls and messages I got. Me and Luke been friends a long time.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
And it was people being like, man, you and Luke in the same band is a fucking, they'd say either a nightmare or a dream come true as far as, we like to get a little wild. And we like to have some fun.
Yeah.
It's like perfect. But yeah, it was so funny, man. We did that pizza party and it was fucking really good pizza too. He did a damn good job. I'm not just saying that.
Yeah, well, it's kind of in his DNA, right?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, dude, we got him. I think it was my first rehearsal.
And then you drove to Connecticut and ate more pizza?
Yeah. And then my first rehearsal with them guys on the break, like we took a break, and we went to like Wawa, and Richie convinced Luke to try a Wawa pizza. And I wish I had it on video, man. Luke's like, I'm embarrassing my fucking ancestors. This is a travesty. And fucking he's going off and off. And fucking Richie's like, just try it. Trust me, it's good. And the whole time he gets him to try the pizza. And he's like, he's just like so upset and so mad that he even ordered and tried this Wawa pizza. And then we get back to the rehearsal studio. The other fellas had ordered like real pizza from a good fucking place and not told him. And he lost his fucking mind.
But what
you guys take pizza seriously.
What did he think of the Wawa pizza?
He said it was better than he expected, but he would not admit it was good because he didn't want his ancestors to not let him in heaven with them. Yeah, he was like, dude, he's like, this is fucking.
When he gets to the gate, they're all going to turn their back on him.
Like some serious sin. Go to hell with the Irish people, jeez.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, they take their pizzas. I fucking love pizza, but I can't really eat it too much. It makes me sick. So. But I love it.
Yeah.
I ate the pizza Mark recommended I ate, and I got sick, and I was still like, this is fucking worth it. I don't even care.
Yeah, Frank Pepe's, you ever
Frank
that?
Pepe's
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
It's weird because there's so many pizza cults. Like, there's like,
I like it all.
Yeah.
I like my favorite is really the South Shore Bar pizza though.
So you got
I got to try fucking. I got to try you guys.
We're gonna work on a gluten-free one. I don't know.
That's
if
what I can have. Yeah, that's what I'll do. We go to Town Spa together. me and Mark and our girls will go to Town Spa together because they got the gluten free for me. Because I grew up, my original.
Town Spa's really good. You should check it out.
No. How's the gluten? I've had.
It was good. It's good. It's real good. Yeah. We went. I grew up going there. I used to train at a martial arts place right in Stoughton Center since I was like 5. Yeah. And then anytime I'd get like a stripe or whatever, my dad would take me over to Town Spa. That was like the celebration spot.
Yeah.
So I grew up on that. I fucking love it. You know, it's right up there, I think, with like a Cape Cod.
The place is always busy and it's cash only.
Yeah, old school, baby.
I'm like,
old school.
Yeah, we talk about on the drive over here. Like,
there's an ATM right there. Like, there you go.
At some point though, like the government's going to be like, now that like cash only used to be normal, now they're going to be like, okay, this is sketchy. We're coming to look at you.
That's why everybody has to fight.
It should be cash. Like that's fine. It should be allowed and be totally fine.
That's why everybody needs to fight that digital currency shit for the government one.
Well, I think no matter what your politics, we already agreed to not really talk much about politics, but everyone can agree that if the government stays the fuck out of your personal business and your money, that's probably a good thing. They're going to sell you mind your own business and they mind theirs.
They're going to sell it to you on convenience, but don't give into it. Like, it's already bad enough. Like here, I'm at the motorcycle. I'm educating dudes all the time. Like dudes that come in, they order they need a $7 like part, like like a spring, kickstand spring. Mm-hmm. They're like, put it on their card. I'm like, you don't got $7 on you? I'm like, what kind of man are you, dude?
I gotta admit, I suck at keeping cash on me too, but I still believe in it.
Yeah. But I'm like, bro, like you
gotta have a little bit. And
you don't got $10.
A lot of times I'll have like, 40, 60 bucks in my wallet that I don't even think about just because you got to have, it's like almost like an automatic thing. You got to have like your license on you, a few bucks cash.
Yeah. It's the more time goes on, people like with my business, I offer people a cash discount.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Like, all right, let's say I do a job.
Yeah, because you're not paying the credit card companies 3%.
Isn't it like, every transaction,
the government.
every transaction, if you got a little scanner is, hey, don't tell them that. Come on. We pay the government every fucking penny.
But no, it's like if I do a job and say it's like, it's $400, I'd be like, $400 if you want to give me cash, it's like $360.
Perfect.
Whenever you get it, let me know. I'll swing by and grab it.
Then you make it convenient too.
Whatever.
Make it convenient for
you.
You're gonna be
$30, $40. Yeah.
I want my 360.
I want my 360.
$2. What was it? $2.
$2. I want my $2.
Better. What was
Dude, you know how many people now?
Better off dead. Yeah.
People don't get that. I was doing that reference the other day. Someone didn't get it at work. I was like, how old are you? They're like 28. I was like, you fucking asshole.
Yeah, I know. We're old enough to.
But that's a timeless classic. You got to watch that.
My favorite story about that is that like I hung out with the dude that made those movies. He made Better Off Dead and
oh no shit.
What was the other one?
The producer? Oh
Savage. His nickname is Savage.
Is it John something, right?
Something, yeah.
He did a bunch of the good 80s like funny shit. Dude,
one Crazy Summer. He did One Crazy Summer.
I almost put that on last night when I went to bed to fall asleep to, and I was like, I'll stay up laughing too much.
No, or is that the actor?
Cusack's
John Cusack's the actor. Yeah. He's coming into my theater next year to do it. Like a what is it? The High Fidelity. They're going to play the movie, but he's going to come out and talk and do a Q&A. Cool. We did one with Ferris Bueller's Day Off with Matthew Broderick and
not the principal.
Not Matthew Broderick. No. What was his best friend in it? What was the best friend's name there? That was always depressed.
Oh, Cameron.
The actor that played Cameron came in and he was so fucking cool, man. And he came in and did a Q&A and stuff. And
that's cool.
It was, but we're going to do a John Cusack one this year. I'm psyched.
Yeah. Put it in his ear to come on the podcast.
Dude, I got you.
Bring him over. We'll talk about. We're only going to talk about One Crazy Summer.
You're going to be under an eagle flag that says "Freedom, motherfucker," and surrounded by choppers. You're going to love it. Well, we spent a few months in there with Matthew Broderick and Sarah Jessica Parker.
Oh yeah,
and they were also cool as hell. Matthew Broderick, he was like refusing to do rehearsal that day of the Super Bowl, and he was just hanging in the office with me and the union steward on the job and watching the Super Bowl with us.
That's cool.
And I was like, dude, I'm fucking watching the Super Bowl with
Matthew Broderick.
Yeah, I didn't let him know I was fucking geeking out.
No,
like, this is cool. He was very, very like so nice and chill, man. It's very cool to meet people that famous and big, and they're just down to earth, cool ass dudes that want to.
Oh fuck yeah, man!
Drink a little Irish whiskey and watch the Super Bowl. It's very cool.
It goes one of two ways: the coolest motherfucker or the worst
dickhead.
Right?
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of cool ones, man.
Yeah.
John Leguizamo's cool as hell.
Yeah,
I felt like I was hanging with the agnostic front dudes. He must be from the same neighborhood.
New York,
yeah, New York, fucking smart ass, hilarious.
Yeah. He lives down the street from Vinny.
Yeah, he probably knew Vinny. I should have asked him.
Probably.
You mean the mayor of Little Italy? Yes.
Yeah, who doesn't? Yeah. Fucking I went to their book thing the other week.
How was that?
At the Bridge 9 thing.
Yeah, I wanted to go to that.
That looked cool as hell.
Yeah.
That looked really cool. I was a little offended. I got to say, I haven't told them yet. Every time they've come to Boston since 2004, I think, when we did our first tour with them, I sang Power with them if I was in town. And I did not get a phone call to come and sing Power with them on this. So I kind of got beef with them right now. I'm kind of not happy with
I don't
those
think
old
so.
motherfuckers.
I don't think they.
I couldn't have done it anyway. I was down in Pennsylvania, but I want to start some beef.
But I don't think they were. I don't think they meant to do a show.
It just because they pieced it together, right?
Yeah. Because like when I first
I'm just
heard
fucking,
about,
dude. Those are literally my
I
favorite
know,
guys on
I
earth.
know. Oh,
I'm
I
just
know.
fucking around. But
like I don't know anybody in the hardcore world that doesn't like Vinny or Roger on a
they're
personal
fucking
level.
best.
yeah.
And
They're the
Gallo,
best dudes
dude.
ever.
Gallo.
Yeah, Gallo, yeah.
Yep.
He had an art thing that day. His
Yeah, he
fucking
wasn't
art
there,
shit is
yeah.
very,
He's
very
popping.
cool.
Yeah.
Dude, his
Popping.
shit's nasty.
I mean, I toured with those dudes for like
they're the best.
10 days, and like 5 days in, I was like, I love these guys.
Yeah.
You cannot have a better group of dudes. We were doing our first Europe tours with them, and it was like 6 weeks with no days off.
Yeah.
And man, probably the best 6 weeks of my life, man.
Yeah.
I played drums for
And I didn't know them. I had met them, but I didn't know them well before.
I
that.
drummed for AF for like
Oh, really?
4 or 5 days, yeah.
Did you?
Not
Yeah.
to one up you, but I'm the original. I'm actually an original member of Agnostic Front. I'm the original piano player.
Oh, there you go.
I was playing. They had a piano backstage somewhere in Germany, and I started playing "Gotta Go." And Roger's like, "Wait, you could play fucking piano?" I go, "Yeah." And he gets the promoter. He's like, "We need this piano on stage when we play right now." And I was like, "Roger, have you ever had someone play piano before with you?" And he goes, "No." And I go, "So I'm an original member. I'm the original piano player of Agnostic
Original
Front." He goes,
piano
"Yeah."
player.
So you left that out of my introduction. I don't know why, but
Well,
I'm the original
I'll make
member.
sure it's on the in the show notes.
Put it in my credits.
Yeah,
Please.
I'll put it in the show notes, and I'll also put it on the headline. I'll be like,
I want it
I'll
first.
be Frankie Puopolo, ex-powerlifter,
Original
Step Before Dishonor,
pianist.
Wisdom and
Pianist.
Chains, and original member of Agnostic Front.
Yeah, we toured with them.
I was born the year the band started, but yes, I'm gonna.
It was Unseen, Hatebreed, AF, and Ringworm, and
What a
They had
fucking
a-
lineup!
they had
Oh
such a-
hell yeah!
It was
That's
killer.
a wild
had
lineup.
You should make that tour happen again.
Was
Yeah,
Frankie
it was-
Frankie in
it was,
Ringworm or Hatebreed at that time?
he was in Hatebreed.
Oh, dude, what a
Yeah. Yep.
what a lineup!
It
We
was,
did a tour where it was
Jailhouse Rock Tour. They did a few of them. They called it, and it was cool. And that's when Hatebreed was like doing really fucking.
they're so fun.
They were
Those dudes are
huge,
so
huge.
fun to tour with,
Yeah,
man.
and
Ringworm too.
they
Those
had
dudes are
Jimmy
wild.
Coletti on drums at the time. And he looks like
Hell
Dr. Loomis
yeah.
from Halloween. A few days into the tour, Gallo and Vinny were walking around going, "The evil is gone!" like screaming. And we play a show. The next day, Roger calls me. He's like, "You play drums, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Can you play some AF songs?" And I was like, "I haven't really played drums in like 7 or 8 years, but I could probably play like 7 or 8 of them."
Yeah.
He's like, "All right." And he's like, "What songs do you know?" And I'm like, "I don't know. You tell me. What do you want?" You know. So I did like 6 songs and learned them on the way there. And the Ringworm drummer did some songs. And who?
What they just didn't have a drummer?
No, well, Jimmy. What happened was that's when Jimmy Coletti left the band. It was Vinny's like sharing a room with them. It's like 2 a.m. He gets up and leaves. I knew it was gonna be bad. He's like 7 a.m. No Jimmy. 8:30 no Jimmy. We're calling him. We're texting him. He knew we were leaving at 9:30.
Wasn't on the bus.
They left. It was
You missed bus call?
It was van call. But it
call.
was
Let people think we're fancy.
North Carolina, and that was it.
Bounced.
He went on a bender, and they were like couldn't find him, so they just left.
Who was this? I was in the band.
Jimmy Coletti, their old drummer,
Oh yeah, okay.
or one of their old drummers. Yeah,
Did he play for Murphy's Law too? Who else did he play? I know that name.
I don't know. He
else
played
did
in
he
a
play
bunch of
Okay.
AF albums.
I mean,
he was,
I think pretty much everyone's played in Murphy's Law
yeah,
at this point.
yeah, or AF.
Yeah. Hey, you know what?
Murphy's
though?
Law was on that tour too, actually.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
that's
Jesus
awesome.
Christ.
No, because we did it twice. That's why the other one was Murphy's Law, Unseen, Discipline, with band with the,
Oh my God,
the
yeah.
German dude that killed his wife.
He burned the house down.
Pre-murder,
I think
yeah.
did she live or no?
Pre-murder, yeah,
He burned
yeah.
the house down or something.
Yeah.
I tell you,
Isn't he out?
I don't
think
know.
so.
I don't know.
I think he's out in there.
Those
Because this was
guys-
so long ago, he might be out by now.
I didn't even know the singer well, but the guitarist and I think the bass player took me out in the Netherlands.
I think
one
his name
time
was Juiced,
partying.
the killer.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Because everyone was like, Juiced.
But the guitarist was pretty cool, man. They took me out for a real good time at in Netherlands at the local pubs and stuff. but
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't burn your fucking kid's mother's house down. Oh, come on.
I mean, yeah, that's
Not hardcore.
All right, that was a long time ago, but I don't know long enough before you kill someone to be out. That was
Yeah, but
that was
Europe-
probably
Europe's
like
a whole different
out
thing.
there.
that was
Yeah.
probably like
Dude, I got
Europe, they
I
give
got
you
a
like,
buddy in Berlin. I think he's not doing life, but he's doing a lot of time, and he's allowed to leave. Take me to the fucking gym. We go to a Muay Thai gym and we train. We lift weights.
return to prison by.
He tries to make me shower with him, but I'm very intimidated. And then he comes to the show, but he just has to leave and be back at the he reports to the prison. It's almost like a halfway house, but it's at the prison.
Actually, that was
Yeah.
probably like 2001, so I guess that was like 20-something years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess you only do like
Yeah,
20,
'cause
21 years from
it
murder
happened
in
short-
Germany.
Yeah, that might be right. If it's like not premeditated and all that, who knows?
Yeah.
I thought she lived. I thought it was just the house went
I
down.
don't remember,
know.
but I know like in Europe, like the prison,
It's very different.
It is more about trying to rehabilitate you and
Yeah.
not just
I mean,
like,
that's
If anyone knows the legal status of Juiced from Discipline, let us know.
yeah, hit us up.
I don't even know if it's.
Well, I say some of the homies, he was homies with Ono Kromag, but Ono Kromag
Yeah.
passed away too. That
Yeah,
dude was
yeah.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, he was a good
He was
dude.
awesome.
Good dude.
Yeah, we could ask him, but I don't know.
No, well, we could get a psychic back on. And
Right.
It's a psychic.
we
man.
get Ono on. Just
that-
ask him that question.
That other psychic that you said didn't come on or something, get her over here.
Yeah. No. So, but that said, Drea, the psychic that we did
Yep.
with the M4, we're gonna get her back because she's in like a psychic college, and I still talk to her, and she's like in like training to speak with extraterrestrials.
Oh, yes.
So we're getting her on. Dude.
Oh, yeah.
Can I come hang out, please?
You gotta have
Yes.
Pittman on that one. You got.
We gotta get
I gotta
Pittman
come
on.
hang out, man.
We have to have that as an M4, but I think we have to promise her we're not going to get as hammered.
Yeah, no, I'll stay sober. Because
Yeah.
the thing that sucked is we did this thing with the psychic lady.
Did you just say you'll stay sober?
Yeah,
I don't want to come anymore.
Listen, well, we got hammered, and she was like, told us towards the end. She's like, the thing is she's like, when you get really drunk,
She can't do readings.
you can't. It's hard to do
That
the
actually
readings.
makes sense, though. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get that.
But and that
Because
said,
George-
she tried to do our readings, and it was all right.
Well,
but George
Yeah,
was
this
was
one
sober,
dude was there, he's straight edge,
and he's like, bro, it was
he was
dead
straight
on.
on. It's dead on. Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, he was like, she was telling
I
me.
thought
about
there's a
my
lot of people with
grandfather.
inclinations and abilities like that just get drunk so they don't have to deal with
Yeah,
how they
so
feel
have
or
to deal
whatever.
with it, yeah, it's wild. But yeah, so one thing I wanted to ask you about with going from lifting, like I know you went from like lifting to like, and then got into like jujitsu and stuff. Like, how was that transition? Did it take some time to like?
I dealt with so I don't do I'll train jiu-jitsu here or there a little bit, but I'm actually very terrible at all Muay Thai and kickboxing.
Okay, all right. I knew.
But,
I knew you went into fighting.
Yeah,
Like, you were
and wrestling.
doing
I was a high school wrestler, so
Okay.
I would train like if I could get in on a jiu-jitsu class and learn what I can learn. But I don't enjoy it nearly as much as just getting punched and kicked in the face. That's
Just
way more
rolling
fun.
around with
But
the men.
what was the transition like?
That's the only
though?
good part. It was. I'll tell you what was rough. So from powerlifting and then the years of hard physical work at work.
Yeah.
I was basically like glued together.
Yeah.
So even though I grew up doing martial arts and stuff, I had like all the scar tissue and shit in my hips and my elbows, my shoulders. It was so hard to regain the ability to like move fluidly.
Okay.
And not look super stiff and choppy, like years, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And at first, I tried to do it not by myself. Like I had some coaches that would help me here and there, but I didn't have an actual home base.
Yeah.
But I would take advice where I could, and I knew I had to really loosen up and stretch. But it was just so hard to. Now you can powerlift and stay mobile and flexible, but you got to actually be proactive about it. And I wasn't.
Yeah.
You know, I was working.
Hardly anybody is like.
There are some, but yeah, most aren't. I was like, no, fuck this. I'm come in, be a maniac, lift heavy.
Yeah.
Go eat fucking Chipotle and go to work, you know?
Yeah.
So that was like a downhill battle for me specifically because I was so irresponsible about staying mobile and active, even though I was told to.
Yeah.
And then working so much, you know, like I got arthritis all over my body. So everything, it just like, it takes me a while to warm up. But as soon I go to like a gym called FAF in Holbrook now with Sean Graham. And he's like, I started there, I think, I don't know, 2-3 years ago. And like, that's been like, huge in like learning how to be mobile again and unglue everything. And then, cause that's you got all this power from powerlifting and it's great, but it transfers a little over, but it doesn't transfer if you just can't even mechanically punch or kick right because you're so stiff. Even if you know how to do it. Like I knew how to do it. I grew up doing martial arts since I was 5, but I couldn't even fucking do it.
Yeah.
So it took me a good year or so to even just unglue. And even now it's like, if I'm going to do like they do sparring twice a week there. I try to go as much as I can, but I work too much right now. But like, I really got to warm up for like half hour before I spar. We call it unfreeze. I got to defrost.
Yeah.
Because they got there's a champion belt holder there named Sienna, total badass fighter. Was watching me do mitts, and for like the first few rounds, I'm like, I could tell I'm so tight and this and that. And then finally I loosened up after a few rounds and she's like, oh, you fucking defrosted. So from now on, I always go, I got to defrost, man. It takes
Sounds
me
like you're from Europe and you're
like coming out of the fucking
I must defrost.
ice cave. Yeah. But yeah, so it was like it was, the benefits are like the power's there, man. Like,
Yeah.
we try to spar pretty light usually unless someone's getting ready for a fight, but like at least it's always nice to know I do have that power there. But man, it was a huge uphill battle getting mobile and getting my technique half
I can
decent.
imagine, yeah.
Like even now it's not great, but it's a hell of a lot better.
Do you know Viking from upstate? Have you ever met him in your travels?
Is he the strongman guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
'Cause
know
he
him
did
a
the
little,
same
yeah.
thing.
He was really good in strongman, really fucking strong, right?
But then he got out of it and he transitioned to jiu-jitsu. And I meant to talk to him about that too.
Yeah.
Because
Jiu-jitsu's awesome and so effective. And like, especially like I should learn it because ultimately I do want to do like a full MMA match here or there. Like, dude, my jiu-jitsu's fucking terrible. I'm just, like the same reason, like, cause I'm so stiff and stuff, you know, it's like, I'm pretty good at preventing some of the stuff from happening to me because I'm just so stiff and strong. I can be like, nope.
Yeah.
And I have my wrestling background, but when it comes down to it, like, dude, this guy's half my size that can ragdoll me.
Yeah, yeah.
They
Do you
can-
know Ty?
Ty,
in Boston.
no,
Oh, you haven't met?
I don't think so.
He
Maybe,
rolls
but
around-
not
he rolls
really.
around with us. He has the he does like the Mongolian wrestling, and he does,
shit.
and he does
That's cool.
he does I can never say it right, but he does like Chinese kickboxing.
Okay, cool.
And he had a gym in Watertown, and now he's I forgot where he is now, but
I went over to the Low Zones gym for a little bit. It's just the work schedule. It's hard. That was a big part of why I started going to FAF. Like my schedule's so fucked up. It's hard to actually make the real class schedule times.
yeah.
So having a gym, it's like open gym most of the time. And I can call Sean, my coach, who's also a good friend of mine, and just be like, yo, can I get in a session of mitts?
Yeah.
Can you find another heavyweight that wants to spar on a Tuesday? Like whatever the fuck.
yeah.
And he facilitates
Or just
me very
go and do
much.
drills or whatever.
Or yeah, and anytime I can walk in, I have the code to the door and can hit the bag or whatever too.
Yeah.
So that's good. Like with jiu-jitsu, I feel like I don't know too much even about it, but I feel like if you're on your own, you can't really accomplish much at all. You can't drill much except kind of wrestling conditioning drills, right? Or like like drilling your like takedowns and stuff maybe. But
Yeah.
So
But
at least I can do something. I'd love to get more into jiu-jitsu though, because it's
How do you feel though, having transitioned into
way
more
better.
fighting?
Way better. I mean, I remember the strongest I was in powerlifting. I felt like I was like fucking bulletproof, but I would turn purple and almost pass out tying my shoe. But I could squat over 1,000 pounds. You know?
Yeah.
I flew out to do a meet in Minnesota, and all my fucking lifting gear, my briefs, my squat suit, my shoe, everything got lost by the airline. And I borrowed a bunch of shit that didn't fit me, and I still squatted like 970 something pounds. I was just so fucking strong, and it did not feel hard.
Yeah.
But every other aspect of your life suffers.
Yeah.
For me, like I said, if I had done it more right and listened to the real coaches, like there's a way to do it where you stay healthy and you stay mobile and flexible. There is a way to do it, and there are guys that do it. But for me, it wasn't feasible with my shitty choices in life and how much I have to work because of them.
Yeah.
You know, those memes like me driving at 5 a.m. thinking about how I had to be the funny guy in high school. And all that.
Yeah.
You know, like that hits home.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I definitely love it though. I love all the fight training. You know, I love if I get in on a wrestling session too, even though I just get thrown around a lot.
Yeah, but you learn, right?
Well, that's the best part. Yeah, they said it in powerlifting too. If you're the strongest guy in your crew, you're with the wrong crew. You want to continue to. That's why I went to Ohio.
That's like anything in life, man. Like you want to go with people that help elevate you at whatever you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. And so for powerlifting, I did that. When I stopped out and I came home, I want to do the fight training. Like my gym I was at had like a boxing gym, and one of the coaches would help with some kickboxing, but it was like I'm not somewhere where everyone's better than me. Yeah. And with FAF, there's plenty of guys way better than me, way more experienced. Actually, the coach he was Butterbean's corner man for a lot of fights and stuff. So he's got some awesome like Butterbean stories. You should get him on here sometime. He's great.
Yeah.
He'll have some Ocho with us and have a good time.
Nice.
But yeah, that's exactly why I ended up there. It was actually my buddy Chris Capazzoli, who's an old, I'm pretty sure he was a pro fighter. He used to do fights all the time, MMA, but he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He's what's the fucking name of the school or whatever? The Deco. Okay. He's one of the Deco black belt. So he's awesome, and he was the one that recommended me to get over to FAF for striking. He goes there for his striking.
Yeah.
And yeah, exactly it. Be around those guys that are just dominant, way better. That's how you get better.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. That's how you learn. And it never hurts to humble yourself, right? Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I try to stay pretty humble.
Yeah.
Now that I'm older, you get humbled so much throughout the years, you just stay fucking.
I just get humbled by living. Like, I'm like, fuck. Every day I'm like, all right, here's a lesson in fucking humility. Just trying to get through the fucking day. Sometimes.
I'm at that age, and you probably have it too, where I wake up sometimes and I'm like, oh, I'm really sore. You know,
what do you mean sometimes, man?
Like half hour into it, I'm like, okay, but I get out of bed and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. I'm 52, dude. I got to get out of bed a half hour early just so I can get to the gym.
Yeah.
So I can loosen up enough to get to the fucking gym, dude.
That was part of when I was getting like sicker with my stomach stuff and all that, and then getting better. That was another thing that got way better was I would wake up in excruciating pain with the arthritis and stuff.
Yeah.
Every morning. It was like 20, 30 minutes. Like my back would be so locked up, I couldn't get out of the bed.
Yeah.
And then through changing a lot of things I do and you know, steam room, like all kinds of stuff, dietary changes. It's like 10% of what it was. Okay, it's you know.
So
it's more like a grinder in real life, but you know, I always joke around with my girl because I do tend to make friends in the steam room a lot, and in public bathrooms in general. I tend to make friends.
With that, man.
Every now and then I go to the bathroom and she's like, "Where the fuck were you?" I'm like, "Oh, I made some friends."
Bro down with dude.
Throwing out.
One time in New York City, I made friends with this guy. He looked like Kevin Hart on steroids, dressed as a pimp on safari. Is the best way I could describe this guy. But if you saw him, you're like, that's exactly what I just make friends in the bathroom and in the steam rooms. One guy once steam room. He told me, he goes, I put on like essential oils to help, and I do breathing exercise in there, and I put on my essential oils, and I had mixed in some lemongrass, and I'm in there, and this guy, he's like big jack guy, making me look tiny, and finally after me, he's like, "What you got on you?" I go, "You smell so good." I go, "Oh, I do like a combination." You know, I tell him the deal. For my breathing, I do a combination of essential oils. He goes, "Well, whatever it is, you smell like a lemon drop. It's yummy." I was like, "Oh, shit."
You're like,
I walked out, I told my girl, I said, you're lucky you take care of me because I could have gotten a blowjob right now in the steam room. I only said no because you take care of me good.
Fuck yeah.
Call me lemon drop, baby.
That's actually something I've been like, I have all these lofty goals, but no money to execute them. But like, I've been wanting to build a fucking sauna, man.
Dude, so I'll send you the link. My girl got me as a surprise, like a steam tent.
I heard those worked good
and
too.
And it came with a thing for a cold plunge for free, and it works great. You got to let it heat up.
Yeah.
And we got one at the fight gym too. We got it down in the basement, and we use it all the time. So I use it all the time, but I also have the YMCA right across from me has a good steam room. And then my regular other gym has a sauna, and then I'm a member of like 5 gyms. Yeah. And then I'm also a member of a gym next to my work in Boston, and they have a good sauna too. But I like the steam a lot better because of my breathing problem background.
Yeah.
But sauna's great too.
Yeah.
But the steam tent, man, me and Jesse both fit in there fine. It's technically, I think it's a one person, but we go in there together. It's fucking amazing. It's like a miracle what it can do for you.
Yeah, man.
I'll hang out there. I bring in, like if I go in any of mine too, but in the public one especially, I bring 2 towels. I bring like little bath-sized towels. I bring one for my sweat on my brow, and I bring one for like coughing and snots. Because I stay in there. I constantly have inflammation in my shit that has to clear out.
Yeah.
So I just stay in there until I start hacking up everything and hack it out.
And then it did the job.
And it's out, and I'm free and clear, man. So even if I'm working long hours at the theater, it's an old theater. It was built in 1900. It's dusty.
Yeah.
So I make sure
asbestos, fucking all kinds of bullshit.
There's shit in the wall like sealed, you know, it's safe. Yeah. Sometimes you're climbing around, you're like, I'll go right to the sauna or steam, and I just fucking stay in there till I start hacking shit up.
Any weird shit at that theater? Any ghosts?
Absolute, dude. They think I'm the roadies come in. They think I'm kidding them all the time. Shit, random. All the electronic shit gets fucked up. Unexplainable shit goes wrong, but it's like with the electronics and the networking, and I'm like, it's the ghost, man. They'll fuck with you, you know.
Yeah.
We had when we set up the sound system on the installation about 6 years ago. There was like one of the amps was misfiring and causing some noise and some weird, like really weird, eerie sounding noises in a couple of the speakers on the main array, and we sussed it out. It took like a week. I had the installation guy come back. We find it. First, we thought it was the amp, and then we replaced the amp, and then it happened again, and then it was the cable. We replaced the cable, and then it didn't happen for like months, and then it just started happening again. So like stuff like that, it's like even the best gear guys and tech guys are like, that makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
So all this time, there's this weird shit that makes no sense. It just won't work.
How old is the place?
1900.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's weird, man, because it's like
there'll be some people have said they've seen like other. I've only seen like things with the tech stuff go on, which obviously technology goes wrong.
Yeah.
But it's stuff, it doesn't make sense sometimes.
Yeah.
I've also had shit, I've had shit like, It's hard to say because we use these, like, it's called a uninterrupted power source. So picture like a power strip that you'd plug in a wall to, surge protector. But this one also has a battery, so if you lose power, it'll hold the power long enough to make an emergency announcement or a few minutes.
Yeah.
But I've turned the UPS off and unplugged shit, and something will like stay lit and turned on still. I'm like, how the fuck is that happening? So they're like little subtle things like that. But it's definitely weird in there. There's weird mojo in there.
Been there around a long time.
Yeah.
It's weird too because like I know like with people with podcasts and stuff, like if you approach certain subjects and stuff, like weird shit will glitch. You know what I mean? It's very bizarre.
That happens on I would listen to a true crime podcast that does a lot of supernatural, and they were talking about some cursed doll.
Yeah.
And when the one guy started talking bad about the doll, his shit glitched out.
Yeah.
And then they did a revisit of it like a year later. It happened again.
Yeah.
All right, that's sketchy.
Or if you talk about Nephilim or weird shit like that, sometimes shit will glitch out. We ain't gonna talk about that, right?
Well, it doesn't matter what you believe in, man. If you bring that energy, it's something. That energy is real. Like you bring certain energy, something can happen. I think.
So this stuff's way more interesting to me, but we should probably ask him about his music background.
I'm getting there, bro. I'm getting there.
Just before because people might be like, oh, I want to know a little bit about this.
Like,
asshole.
I tuned in for Wisdom and Chains, and I got.
But we're just talking about powerlifting.
I
mean, it's way more interesting to me.
Tinfoil drums.
But maybe, and then we'll go back to that.
That's what I said. Fuck, make him wait.
Mark's like the manager now.
I know. I was getting there.
Mark, I feel like you're trying to rush this along because you got to work tomorrow. But guess what?
I got plenty of time.
We're fucking your night up.
I only need 6 hours sleep. I got plenty of time.
I wish I could get more than 6
5,
hours
4,
sleep.
3, 2, 1. As long as I'm it's 9. As long as I'm in bed by like 1:30, I'm fine.
All right.
No. I don't need that much sleep.
No.
I strap on the CPAP. I'm good to go.
Yeah,
Bro,
buddy. What size CPAP you got to get with that nose?
Dude, XL. I almost just dropped the M bomb. But yeah,
XL bomb.
Yeah.
So wait,
Southern Guidos get half a pass.
Do you have a full face or do you have the?
I just the schnoz.
The schnoz is better.
Yeah,
I think it works
I had
better.
the full face one, and then I talked to the doctor, and
schnoz one makes you go through your nose.
One of my issues was I'll talk about that in a second. Is I had ginormous tonsils. So
Are you still? Yeah,
I felt those that time.
Are you still using the
steam
CPAP?
I am. So basically.
Let that sit in for a minute, fellas. Yeah. Who gets that?
So, anyways, I switched to the nose, and I got like an app on my phone that tells you how you sleep with the
connected with the CPAP.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm gonna try the nose thing because it's more comfortable, and I had the same or better scores with just the nose thing.
Well, so the nose one, you have to have your mouth shut or it goes, right? Have you tried opening?
Yeah.
If you have, because I was on like a high setting, like I think 18, and the highest you can be is a 20. Mm-hmm. And if I put the nose one on, and I'd go to like say like, oh, good night, babe, I'm like, it causes this crazy fucking air choke.
Yep.
So you have to sleep with your mouth shut, which is the way you're supposed to sleep. I guess it's healthier. So I switched to full face because my nose was so blocked all the time. Mm-hmm. But they say the nose one's way better.
But anyway, so I got
my chronic inflammatory
tonsils out.
You guys talk about this right. I'm gonna take a
I got my tonsils taken out.
Yeah, we went hard on the pregame, I guess.
Yeah. I'm going.
I've never had to piss
that wasn't that long ago.
Podcast.
Friday, I am going to the doctor for my follow-up for my sleep apnea.
But you just did the tonsils.
I got the tonsils. I got my tonsils taken out. I got my deviated septum fixed. My nose used to be crooked. It's straighter now.
Yeah. But how long ago was that? It was pretty recent.
That was August.
Yeah, that was not, I remember that was not long ago. I remember when you just got it done.
I was supposed to avoid this for... Yeah. I was supposed to avoid nose stuff.
Podcast.
Nose stuff for
talking on podcast
for a few months.
Yeah. But, did you tell the doctor?
No.
It's just
he never told me, but other people told me. They're like, you're not supposed to. So I waited I waited about 2 months.
No deep inhaling ointments or other such snuff tobacco.
But I'm curious. I wasn't wearing the CPAP for like 2 months because I said don't wear it for a month because you have to heal.
Yeah, right. That makes sense because it's forcing air.
So now my tonsils removed and my septum is fixed.
Are you feeling better already, though? That was pretty recently.
I do feel better.
I'll tell you, I switched from the CPAP. I mean, part of that was getting my inflammation down, making those other life changes. And I went from going on the highest, almost the highest CPAP setting. I think I eventually pumped it up to the highest.
You also dropped a lot of weight,
I lost, I think, about 60 pounds. My heaviest I was 305.
Yeah.
Because
that's one thing they said. And
then after that, I got down to like high 220. I'm about 240 now and feel good, but I went all the way down to like.
Yeah.
There was a while where I had the inflammatory stuff had gotten so bad. I had some pancreas problems, and I really couldn't eat a lot, and I was down to like 220 something. But now I feel great, and I'm up to like 240ish, maybe 250, and that's pretty perfect. But yeah, so all in all, I
Drinking,
lost about 60
they said drinking
pounds.
triggers it a lot too.
Drinking's huge, which
Yeah.
I'm drinking right now, but I try to drink a hell of a lot less often than I used
I
to.
should just drink.
But I
way
switched
less,
to a mouthpiece.
Yeah,
and
you
it
were
works
saying that.
great.
Yeah.
It kind of holds your. So I had one that holds your. It almost gives you like an underbite. It holds your chin out, and I think it only works if, depending on what your problem is
Right.
causing. But for me, it worked great.
Yeah.
Now I just use just a lower piece that holds my tongue in a certain place, and that works pretty good too.
I go Friday for my follow up, so then I think they're going to schedule me another test to see if I still
you
have
might
sleep
need,
apnea.
yeah, you might be from the surgery.
So-
you might not need as high of a setting, or might be able to get away with a mouthpiece or something.
I sleep way better even when I don't wear the CPAP. I noticed I used to wake up like 5 times a night because I'd be
Yeah.
like, I'm dying. Like
Yeah.
no oxygen going to my brain, so I'm like, you wake
Yeah.
up. But it happens way less often now. So I think
Yeah, you're doing better.
I think I probably still have it, but I think it's way less.
Way improved, absolutely.
Yeah. So
Yeah, mine was when they did my sleep study. It actually was funny. The technician ended up being the wife of a fellow I grew up with. He was one of the first guys I ever played music with. He was a drummer named Mike Kaloje, and he's like some type of Abington local politician guy right now. And she ended up being my sleep tech. And when she hooked up all the stuff finally, and I went to go to sleep, she woke me up in less than an hour. And she was like, yeah, I'm not going to watch this anymore. She took all the shit off me and gave me a CPAP right then and there.
She's like, we got everything we need.
She's like, yeah, she's like, we have all the
she was like, yeah, mine
all
was
the
severe.
data we need. Put this on. I'm not even going to watch
mine
this.
was
I
a
was like,
take home
all right.
test. I didn't like they didn't.
So I did the take home, and I turned it in, and I'm waiting for the results. They gave me the results. They said, we think you messed up you didn't do it right. And I'm like, no, I did it right. And they're like, well, according to this, like you only slept for 2 hours and blah, blah, blah. And I go, no, that sounds right.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you didn't do it right. We're going to have you do the one at the place.
Right.
And that was it. So I did the one at the place, and the sleep technician
that's when
literally
she was
1
like,
hour
yo.
in goes,
She's an hour. She's like, all right,
you're done. You're
We're
done.
ending this. Yeah.
yeah, and she put me right on a CPAP. And I'll tell you, so even that night, like I did that at CPAP for the first time that night. Some people, it says it takes a while. Like it gets better over time too. But even after the first night, I slept with that thing on. I think I only slept 5-6 hours. I went right to a work call at Gillette Stadium. I set up a concert at Gillette Stadium. I started about 8 a.m. and had to go till 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And I remember because we do the load in the show. I ran Spotlight for the show, break down the show. So by like 2 a.m., I'm leaving the fucking venue, and I'm driving home, and I realize like, I'm not falling asleep at the wheel.
yeah,
it had
because
gotten
it's the
so-
best. Yeah.
It had gotten so bad. I would,
Yeah, some people-
I'd be driving home from like I'd work on the North Shore for some thing or something, and an hour drive, and I'd have to pull over and take a nap.
Yeah,
on an hour
Some
drive.
people can't deal with it. For me,
I was totally narcoleptic,
The first
man.
night, I was like,
The CPAP was
I
great.
felt
to
like
me.
I was like kind of suffocating, but I was like, all right, like I'm like, am I gonna die? What if the power goes out? Like
You need the flex.
They're like,
you
no,
get the
this
flex
holds.
setting.
But
Yeah,
anyways,
that flex setting
but
where you can
it's-
breathe out.
Within like 2 days, I was fine. Like Joe just started his, and he's hit me up a few times. He's like, dude, I can't fucking sleep with this thing. That was
Yeah, a
few
lot of
weeks
guys,
ago.
like, ditch
I'm
it 'cause
curious
they-
how it's.
He
working
probably
out
has
for
the
him.
full face mask.
But you
Yeah,
just gotta
I'm gonna ask him.
you just gotta stick it out and get used to it.
Yeah,
And
once I
it's-
got used to it,
dude,
I like
But for
it.
me, I didn't deal with that first night. I couldn't believe it. I was like, holy
have
shit!
it?
I
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
to do it too. Yeah.
You wear it every
Of
night.
course,
or
it is. Look at the
some-
size of that neck, man.
Yeah. Bro, I have a I ended up buying a fucking travel one too.
Do you do full face?
I want-
I had
yeah,
that. Do
no,
you
I
do full face or
no,
the,
I had nasal pillow.
Oh, those are nice, right?
Now, did you do testing to see why, or did you talk to them about why you have it?
No.
Yeah, they say
You should.
like,
I'm going to give you my dude's info.
for certain reasons they
he's-
can do surgical
He's
stuff.
in Alston, St. Elizabeth's, Brighton,
Yeah.
I think.
But I know I've had like a bunch of broken noses and I've had like weird shit come out of
but
my
that means
nose.
they might be able to fix
With me,
some
like,
shit up
with
in there and
me,
open
they,
it up.
Yeah.
They fixed my deviated septum, broken nose. They took my tonsils out because I had huge tonsils, which when I laid down, they would like fucking like
Dude,
big
yeah.
fucking pussy flaps. They would just close my my airflow. He's getting excited. And then they
keep
also shaved the roof of my mouth because they said the way it was shaped.
Yeah. But here's my thing. I don't want to do all that and then still need a CPAP. I'll just
But you know,
do
you
the
might,
CPAP.
you might get away with so I do the mouthpiece. It's
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
You know what though?
dude.
I
It's in
will.
a little case.
I will
Well,
say for
Yeah.
me personally, it was awesome because I also used to get strep throat all the time.
Yeah.
Which I haven't now, and they say I probably won't because I don't have tonsils anymore.
Yeah, they take
So
in
there's
all
a
that
very less
sickness and
chance of that
inflammation,
happening.
right?
Also, I noticed I used to get severe migraines like every fall when the pressure changed.
Oh, dude, that's my life. And full
Dude, you
moons,
should look
bro.
at that. then.
Yeah, so
Full moons,
hear me
dude.
out. So
Maybe you're a
So
werewolf.
what you
so.
I know.
probably what you probably have is like
You kinda look like
I had
a
all these
werewolf.
like
Yeah,
polyps like inside my sinuses.
Yeah.
Did they clean them out? Were they?
Yeah, that's
No
they
shit.
they. That's
I want that anyway.
That was with the deviated septum, and they said you might have to do this again in like 10 years. And I go, if it stops my headaches, fine.
Yeah,
and I
fuck
haven't
yeah.
had one sinus headache since I
Yeah,
did it.
dude, I get
and
that's
is
crazy.
This is the season. I got to take fucking sumatriptan. I get these headaches and I can't leave the fucking house.
Oh, like a real, yeah, I used to get the real migraines.
I
you're
can deal with pain,
crippling.
but like I would go somewhere and this would happen, and I'm like, I'm done.
No,
I would like pull my car over, lay down and sleep.
I seen people walk around and they're rubbing. Oh, what's wrong? They go, I got a migraine. I'm like, if you can walk around, you don't have a migraine. Because the way I used to get them, like,
I'll give you this dude's info. You should check
Okay.
it out because
I will.
it's worth the testing, because he might just be like, oh, there's a very good chance this will work for you, or he'll say no. And be
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's
take
not
you to a
worth it.
surgical correction. It's huge. But you might get, dude, the mouthpiece. I'm telling you, when I got to downgrade to that, it's so much better. Especially when we, like me and my girl, sometimes will do a hotel, but just local, just to get away from responsibilities.
Yeah.
Like she's just not home, so you don't gotta do no dishes, no laundry.
Yeah, you don't
And
gotta bring your Darth
and it's
Vader fucking suit.
Packing, not packing that stupid fucking thing everywhere I go is pretty awesome. And now,
Like I said,
now we're gonna
even
do.
getting the travel one has helped. Like
I had a little travel one, was a lot better, but now so I used to even have to carry like a nebulizer for asthma too. So it's like I had the fucking
How much
CPAP,
was the travel one, like?
nebulizer.
I don't remember. Like,
Yeah,
I think,
Dude, you can get them on Craigslist for like a few $100.
yeah. I think I bought it new,
Maybe
but
four.
They told me after 4 or 5 years, they'll give you another machine. Like, but I have like 2 more years to go, because I was going to be like, for the other machine, can I get the travel one?
Yeah.
But it's not really, mine isn't that big
you go.
anyways.
No,
I mean, I got
they're-
like a carrying case, but
You might take that test and realize you don't really even need it, or you.
I don't
do a
think I
mouthpiece
need it
thing.
as much. I think it's weird. I think some nights I have it and some nights I don't.
Well, I bet drinking definitely, like you said, like
yeah, it makes it worse.
some nights
They said-
I don't do my mouthpiece,
I'm like-
and I won't. She'll be like, "You didn't snore, you were fine." And then if I drink a little and forget to put the mouthpiece
Forget
in,
it,
she's
yeah.
like, "You
what
snored
can,
all night."
I'm
you
like,
get
what
mad."
can I do? Because like I went to one doctor and he just kept being like, oh, that you got the CPAP machine, this and that. And I'm like, yeah, but like I didn't have this my whole life, so why do I have it now?
Yeah.
And then I went to this other doctor.
I wonder
Yeah.
what you've done in your life. That could,
That could damage your
I wonder
sinuses.
what about the punk rock.
What have you
life-
done that? What have you done that could damage your sinuses? Let's think about this. Fucking,
I'm just getting
What
like,
have you
how many
done in-
times have you guys had your nose broken? I feel like I've been hitting the nose more times than I can ever count. I feel like I've been lucky where it
and you
happened
probably
to
do
not break much.
The
but-
retard method, like me, where you just like
Snap it back.
There we go. Snap
Oh,
it back.
yeah.
All good.
I had broken mine and snapped it back one time, and it landed well. Like my nose is pretty fucking straight. It has the lump, but it's straight.
Yeah. I think we all
And
get
then-
that little lump.
Yeah.
And
I
then
do have-
my buddy did it. He broke his nose. We were seeing Life of Agony at like, what was that place? The Roxy, or I don't know if the downstairs, maybe the upstairs, the Roxy, right in Boston, right near my theater. And he gets his nose broken, and we're in the bathroom. He's like, snap it back like you did mine. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I think I got really lucky. He's like, just do it, you fucking pussy, do it. So I snap his fucking nose back, I think, and he just, and he hits the ground. He's in pain. He goes to the doctor. I just re-broke it. So it was broken from whatever happened the first time, and then I broke his nose again.
I feel like if your nose is broken, you have to be
Corey,
the one.
what's up? I hope your nose is all right.
You need to be the one to snap it back in place.
Like,
'Cause you know your nose where it should be.
Yeah.
Or you need to be a trained
I tried
professional.
telling him, I'm like, I don't think this is a good idea, but if you are going to call me a pussy, I'm going to laugh when you cry about it.
Yeah.
But
Now you issued a challenge.
yeah, he went to the doctor and was like, whoever, like he told the doctor, my friend Frankie just put it back. And the doctor's like, actually, your friend Frankie just broke it in another spot.
Yeah.
It's like, I
will say it was weird. I like the one time I know I broke my nose was at a show at the Middle East like 20 something years ago, and it made my nose crooked. And then like right as COVID was ending or starting, I was at dusk and I saw Sick of It All, and I got fucking whacked in the nose. Just someone who swung back.
Yeah.
And then like,
Those strays will get
and
you.
it started bleeding. I was, oh great, my fucking nose is broken. And then like 4 days later, I looked in the mirror and I'm like, it's straight now.
Yeah.
Not
That's right.
perfectly, but it was like straighter.
Yeah.
I'm like, that dude hooked me up. Like,
That's fucking awesome. That dude,
it was like better. Like,
that happened to Joe Hardcore. You know, he always had that fucking nose over on the side when he was younger. And then one day I seen him and his nose was, I go, oh, did you get your nose fixed? He goes, no, someone like hit me with a left in it. It went right back in line. I'm like,
So the
fucking
moral
awesome.
of the story, people, is go to a hardcore show if you got a fucked up nose, and it'll probably get corrected.
Or fight
Shout out to
self-defense.
Sick of It All.
Fight right-handed guys, and you'll get it knocked back in place.
shout out to Sick of It All, Lou.
Fuck yeah. But yeah. So now that we've ended the men's health segment of the show,
I could go on men's health for a while, man.
I know, it's
I
fine.
could preach.
You know what?
Do do your cold plunges. Do
I like
your
how you,
steam
I like when
rums,
you ask
do
about
your
how people
oils.
got into the,
What's that?
like when you ask the guests how they got into like punk.
Into
and
punk?
hardcore.
Yeah. Bro, I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I'm a professional.
Dude, we've only been going like 2 hours.
Yeah.
No, it's
fine.
hour and 14 minutes.
Oh, it's
We've been going a couple hours, but we're only an hour and 14 into
What's
the
the
show.
longest one you've done? It's probably an M4. No,
Yeah. Like
Maddie
three-
was almost 3.5 because that's what I listened to some
Yeah.
of today.
Maddie's was
I
good.
love that motherfucker.
I like to. I like.
I was
Maddie's.
actually looking for an episode with Mark just to get my bearings, and I saw Maddie. I was like, I got to listen to him, man.
So
He's great.
Mark has been on by himself, and then he's on like most of the M4s.
He jumps in.
Yeah.
Mark's. I need it's
He's
in
a
my
good
rider.
hiker.
If I'm doing a thing, Mark's with me. That's it. If you want me back, Mark's coming.
Yeah, I think the longest one was an M4 was like 4.5. I think we got almost
That's awesome.
5 hours.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
one
if it's-
time,
if
one
you-
time we were like, "This has been so long, we gotta stop."
If it's fucking fun, because people
Yeah.
can stop it and tune back. Dude, I listen to long podcasts
Yeah.
on the drive in. I'm driving into work. Traffic's like an hour and a half.
There
And
you
then
go,
if it's
yeah.
not over, I'll listen to on the ride home too.
Usually
Like, it's
those
really
ones are like, "Oh, that one's gonna be bad," and people are like, "That was awesome.
No,
that
yeah,
was the
if it's-
best one."
If it's naturally
We're, like,
taking that
acting
long,
like
then
idiots,
I think it's
yeah.
a good thing if it's taking that long.
The
you know?
M4 is a very polarizing. They're either the people either
What's the
think
M4? What's that mean? Because it's a live thing?
It's just because we
No.
do
Like, what's M4
movies,
mean?
music.
Like M4, like the
Yeah.
the file.
For
And it's usually the same
Okay.
4 or 5. It's me and him and Packer and this dude Joe from the band Battle.
Yeah, where's
Ruins. I don't
Packer
know if you
tonight?
know Joe.
Packers just came back from Europe today.
Oh, fuck. Oh, was it Slapshot?
Yeah.
Fuck, yeah.
Slapshot and Ignite did a bunch of
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I was psyched. I just reshared a thing when we're going back in July to Europe. One of the shows is with Ignite and Flogging Molly's.
There you go.
And I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I was telling him we did with DVD, we did a fest with Flogging Molly back in the day, and the bass player swore he knew me so well. And he just thought I was someone he grew up with or something. And I had never met that guy in my life. And we got hammered backstage, like he couldn't hardly walk. And this was, probably like 2006 or something.
Did you end up remembering him or no?
No. No, I had never met him.
Yeah.
But he thought he knew me. He
all right.
he thought I was somebody else, I think. And
Okay.
we're drinking all day and he had to go play. And it's funny, like security goes to kick everyone off the stage and he's like, not him, he stays. He's pointing at me. Like I stay on stage with him.
Yeah.
And he's got me pouring him shots standing behind his bass cab.
There you go.
While he's playing and he can barely, I'll give it to him. He could barely fucking walk. And he'd come over and he would do a shot and he'd go to tune his bass and he'd trip over his pedal and he'd miss the thing. And as soon as he turned around to play, he was nailing every fucking note. He was in the pocket still, but we got
Professional.
plastered together. And I went to see them in Boston at, what the fuck is that? On the waterfront there, the Pavilion? No, Pavilion.
The pavilion. Yeah.
I worked there in the summers doing the concerts. And I went to see them there, and it wasn't the same bass player, and I was so sad. I was like, oh, my buddy's not fucking here.
Your homie. You connect.
Is it Nate? I don't know if there was a fill-in or something. And then I was still grabbing their beers out of a cooler. I worked there, though, like as a stagehand, so it wasn't on the clock. And one of their roadies grabbed a fucking beer out of my hand, like, that's not for you. And I remember I go, you're lucky I'm at a place of work right now. And now that show's on, I'm like, I hope they got that same roadie out there because I'm going to beat his fucking ass. I'll say it on the podcast right now. If I find you Flogging Molly's roadie who took my beer in Boston, you're in trouble when I'm not on the clock.
What are you going to do? Give that back to the band? Like, it's already a tainted beer. Like, just let it happen. Be like,
You're a douchebag. Yeah, I wasn't being a dick. I'm a happy drunk. I'm a fun guy.
Yeah.
I love the Flogging Molly's to death. All my buddies set up the show. My buddy was on Spotlight. Me and my girl got a nice picture of French kissing in front of the band. I'm there to be a good dude.
Yeah.
It's one thing if the band's like, get this idiot out of here. I get that.
Yeah.
But no, he just wanted to be a little dickhead.
He wanted
My
to
other
get a
buddy
little
was
power trip, yeah.
a good friend of mine from here is one of their, I don't know if he still is, but he was one of their main guys on the road too, one of their main stagehands. And I also was like, I don't want him to have to even deal with the headache of.
Yeah.
And when I told him it had happened, he goes, oh, that guy's a dickhead. I go, yeah.
Yeah.
But not taking away, dude, Flogging Molly's amazing band. The rest of the crew's amazing. Not taking away from that. So I'm psyched to jam with them. No, that'll be fun.
So yeah, man, fucking
yeah. Now I'm going to tour again. I swore off touring, man.
How do you even fit that in?
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I kept warning Richie, like I'd been offered a lot of stuff, like I still love Death Before Dishonor and Brian's my guy. All them, even all the guys are. And even that,
And I know you still jump on with them.
I'll jump on anytime I can, and I have the time of my life, man. Those are my homies, and especially like with Brian, it was like we known each other so long, and we kind of did a lot of it together.
Yeah.
And to be able to like tour the world with one of your absolute best friends, your brother, and for so long, like one of the luckiest guys in the world to do that, and I always want to like honor that. But the way work schedule had gone and the way they like to tour, I was like, it's not feasible. I can't tour like that.
Yeah.
So over the years, you know, I'd still show up.
So you're in another big band.
Well, yeah, well, that was the
Has a
thing.
big touring schedule.
I was trying to, I'd help write when I could, and then after a while, I was like, you know, like the stuff I'm writing. That's kind of why I came upon the solo stuff. Like Brian, the stuff I'm writing is more like just melodic stuff. It just doesn't fit. Like,
Yeah.
You know, and I would help when I could, obviously, and do the fun stuff, but. Yeah, people had asked me to get into a lot of projects and stuff and have some fun. I'm a musician, man. I love playing all kinds of music with all kinds of people.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't commit to anything. And then when Richie asked me, it was really hard to say no. I've had like a real musical kinship with those guys for over 20 years now. You know, I did guest vocals on the Class 4 album. I think that was like 16, 17 years ago.
Yeah.
I remember coming down from Troy, New York with some of the fellas. Big Shane was supposed to come down. I'm sure you knew Big Shane.
Yeah.
And it's ironic. He was coming down to guest vocal on that song, Violent Assault, and he couldn't come because he got arrested for violent assault.
So, a little bit of foreshadowing, they call it in the world, right? Yeah.
So we went down there. I did My Promise with them, and then I got in on all the sing-along backups and stuff. I mean, when did that come out? 06, maybe 04?
Something like
I don't
that,
know.
yeah.
Man, what a great album, though. It was such an honor to be there and part of that. And I used to say it, but way before I was in the band, like, this is the best hardcore band to come out in this decade, man, or this since 2000 or whatever, you know, this era. It's so fucking awesome.
They were important because
Joe's my homie still too, and
they kept shit going, man. When there was like dark times,
and
like there was
unique,
a lull.
man. And it's a unique. They keep that real hardcore, the punk and hardcore punk. You know,
Yeah.
they do.
Ian
And,
McFarlane is the one who actually put me on.
he
Wisdom
fucking
and
rules.
Change.
Yeah.
And actually, we should have called him in for the drone segment because he's all over this.
Oh,
shit.
get him in, man.
He's hitting me up multiple times a day. He's going crazy about
I can
this
see
shit.
him. He gets like hyperfixated. I feel like on stuff.
and this is what he's hyperfixated on. I almost was like, man, we should call Ian in on the
get him
drone
doing
segment.
his film work is amazing. Get him doing a documentary on it. I bet it'll be huge.
Yeah.
He's fucking awesome.
But yeah, but like I remember because back in the day, because like I hit them up to come on to be on one of the Chophead DVDs when I was still doing the DVD. So I had Wisdom and Chains on because like back then I was like, there's not a lot of good new hardcore coming out, but they were
Dude, they're awesome. They used to come out, play Brockton, and they'd crash. When DVD started touring, we got to the point where we were touring 250, 300 shows a year.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no point in getting an apartment or what am I going to pay rent for?
I was at that point at one point too.
So my dad was
I moved into my
awesome,
mother's
Big Frank.
house. Yeah.
You've probably met him at a show, and Big Frank, he comes out to the hardcore shows, and he was like, just keep your basement. He just let me keep my room in the basement, no rent.
Yeah.
And let me stay there. And my grown adult in my 20s, like I got to go to my dad's. But they used
I
to
did the
come,
same fucking thing in my 30s. Like, I was never home.
I mean, sometimes I'd almost be like, I'd hit up a buddy, like, can I crash on your couch for 2 weeks and give you a rent?
Yeah.
Just to not be there. But yeah, those guys used to come stay in my dad's basement with me when we were real young, when they were first going. And to the point I forgot, everyone that knows my dad does like an impersonation of him yelling at us, because he used to yell, Frankie! And he would yell almost like an opera singer. And I didn't realize how much Richie remembered that until as soon as I mentioned something with my big dad, he goes, Frankie! And he nailed the voice. But yeah, that's how long. And Richie played in Trust and Few with me when I did that punk thing. We only did like 2 or 3 shows ever. And, Joe did one of my solo project songs with me. What's it called? The Ride, under the solo Puopolo, Puopalo. That's on all the platforms and stuff. Man, he came up right in my basement of my house at the time and like killed it. It was awesome. Yeah. So I had a musical kinship with Richie and Joe in particular forever. Yeah. So when Richie called me to do that, I gave him the warning. I was like, I can't tour a lot. My work schedule is insane. We get into periods of time we're working 100 hours a week or more, Yeah. When we went to play, when we first talked about doing this podcast, I think I was still getting ready for This Is Hardcore, or was it for this holiday jam?
No, it was for This Is
Hardcore.
It's right when you announced that you were back.
So I figured out the math with the driving time to get to work and back. It was 120 hours a week I was working, including my driving time. That's how I was like. Yeah. And then I'd finally have a day off. I would drive to Pennsylvania or to Queens to rehearse and drive back that night. It was fucking brutal. Yeah. But it's worth it to me because I really believe in what I guess I was used to saying those dudes, like what they've been doing musically and what we're trying to do, like is right on what I really want to be doing. So fuck it, What was it like doing that first show? I mean, like, it was nerve-wracking, honestly.
Joe's a dude, like Joe is a very unique dude, like, so like to fill those shoes. Yep. Like, and you have musical chops, like you got a lot of years of doing your own solo stuff.
One thing people kept saying that, like when people that didn't know us and stuff were commenting, who's this new guy that I was saying that, like, yeah, I agree. Like, Joe is big shoes to fill. He's a fucking very unique and amazing singer. But if his heart's not in it, it's not in it.
It's done, yeah.
And I really believe in the songs and this shit, and I want to be doing it. So I was just like, hopefully you like me. Like, give me a chance to get out there and give you my energy, man. Like, do you want to hear these songs live or not?
Yeah, yeah.
But like, more importantly to me, we're working on. I was telling him while I was waiting for Mark to get to my house, we're working on. I was literally tracking demo shit for the new album right before he picked me up. We met up. So like, I really love the direction we're going and what we're doing. But it was nerve wracking, man. Yeah. I respect Joe so much. And he's so fucking good and unique, and I get it. Like, it's weird for me to not hear his voice on the songs, but I'm going to sing my fucking heart out and just love it. And as long as, like, honestly, as long as those dudes in the band are happy with what I'm doing, I don't give a shit. Obviously, I want people to like it, but people can fucking hate me. But if Richie's happy and Luke's happy and the other guys, then I'm happy.
Yeah, your boys,
I'm a fucking dad.
Yeah,
I'm a union man. I don't need anyone's approval. I need my own approval.
You don't even need to be doing this. Like,
no,
that's the point, right?
It costs me a lot of money to do this.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Even
a lot of time,
even if we get
money,
paid a little
stress,
for being like a direct support.
Yeah,
You know, I'm not complaining at all. I do it because I love it.
Of course, but that's what I was getting at.
I went down for rehearsals and stuff aside, just going down to do the holiday jam. I missed 4 shifts at work at overtime rate as the boss in the building,
like
where I
16
literally
hours of driving in a hotel.
And those are the payoff shifts where I literally walk in, unmute the system, and nap in my office for all day and night.
Yeah.
Like the easy days, and I love though. I easily give it up. It was holiday jam was amazing.
But that's what I love.
It was nerve wracking, man. I was very nervous. I remember telling Richie, like, I was like, I can't drink, I can't do nothing. My body is my instrument now. I was trying to be all like monk about it. But because
my body is
if you really try to sing those songs, man, they're challenging, man. Like the first couple of times I got in my car and really tried to sing them, I was almost passing out.
That's the other thing, right? As vocalist,
he's like, like,
and I'm not downplaying anybody else, but like guitar, you can sit in your room and practice guitar. What are you gonna do? Yell in your fucking house? Like,
well, I will, but
I know. But
I know.
Sometimes,
no, but like it's hard unless you're with the band.
I would do it on the way to work, but trying to keep up with Joe was so hard for so long. I would literally almost pass out behind the wheel of the fucking car because of his wind and his tone and trying to match any type of energy that he has. And the way he writes the lyrics and how much he puts in, like it's super rhythmic. Yeah. And I would literally have to pull over, like, I'm going to pass the fuck out and call Richie, like, I don't think I could do this, man. This is fucking hard. I don't know. Joe's a freak of nature, man. He really is like he's a literal force of nature. And I'm just glad I was able to pull it together enough to get through the songs. But now I feel great about how I'm doing. Confident. But
2 shows now you've done?
2 shows, yeah. But yeah, for This Is Hardcore, I had finally hit the point where I was comfortable with how I did it.
Plus you're doing it in Philly, right? Like,
it's like I'm in Philly. And then you see a lot of people, so many people, I was actually surprised how many people were supportive online and cool and having my back. But still, those negative reviews, like, I don't get mad at the people being negative. Not review, but before I sang, the people being like, who is this guy? Fuck this.
Yeah.
I want to prove you wrong. I do have like some spite in me, you know?
Sure, yeah.
And I would tell them like, no, I'm going to go out there and kick ass. And then you're going to be like, oh, I was wrong. This guy's all right. And I think I did that.
Yeah.
I definitely did it at Holiday Jam too, I think. So I'm real happy with it. But yeah, man, it was fucking nerve wracking. It was funny. Richie's straight edge. And I kept telling him I got to be sober for this because it's like an athletic endeavor, how Joe sings.
Yeah.
But he kept getting me tequila. Have one tequila. He knew. He's very smart, Richie is. And I think he knew how nervous I was, and he knew if I just got a little buzz, I would perform better, and he was right. So
yeah.
So
it was finding the sweet spot, right? You got to be a little loosened up, but you can't be too messy.
Yeah. But especially that first time, man, I knew I had to really try to nail it, and we'd only had one real rehearsal ever.
Yeah.
Because of my work schedule, yeah. So that was nuts.
Car jams, right?
I get in the car and I do run. So what I had to do to get that set down was I run every day. It's about between 2 and 2.5 miles, depending on how fast I run. I sing the set.
Yeah.
And if I'm inside a gym, I do it an octave lower because people got real weird about me.
Screaming.
But I do it, you know? Or I'll do it like kind of more falsetto. And I think like everyone in my gym thinks I'm the weirdest motherfucker in the world. No, I promise, like, I'm actually going to sing pretty good in front of people. And they don't care. But that's what I have to do just to be in shape for that because that's how fucking good Joe is.
Yeah, you know?
And I want to do those songs justice. I love those songs. I tell you, believe me, as much as you think you love them, I probably love those songs more, man.
Yeah.
I do. And then I remember one girl online goes, is this guy's not even from Pennsylvania. Fuck this guy. And I was like, you know what? She was like 20 something. I'm like, I sang on the the Wisdom and Chains album with that song, Pennsylvania, I fucking love you. I go, I'm singing on that. That's me you're singing along with. Like, you've been singing along with me since you ever heard of that band. So shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And she hit me a private message, like being so cool and apologetic. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. So she came out to the show and you know, I ended up meeting her and she gave me a really good review. I was like, oh, this is great. So that's what it is, man. You can't get mad, but you got to prove them wrong.
Yeah, people are going to talk shit,
But
of course.
it was nerve wracking. I'm not going to lie. I'm not a stage fright kind of guy, man, with DBD.
No, you've been on stage forever, right?
With DBD, I could literally play blackout drunk. I remember the first time I played blackout drunk and I tried to apologize to everyone. They were like, what do you mean? You were perfect. You were fine. I go, well, I don't remember playing, so I assumed it was terrible. Everyone in the band's like, no, you were fine. I'm like, oh, okay. I owed the sound guy apology. I guess I was a dickhead to the sound guy, but.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but it's a whole different ball game, you know? But I'm loving it. It's fucking awesome, man. That Keystone Holiday Jam was nuts.
Yeah.
What a crowd.
What do you guys got coming up? Are you going to record new stuff?
Just recording,
like recording?
We're banging out. They got like a local studio where they can just track the songs as we write them. I go down when I can to contribute a little to the writing, but it's those guys just are machines with writing songs. Yeah. So they send them to me, and I do what I can. I can record them right on my phone now with this amazing technology today. I got a little universal audio interface. Yep. Plugs right in the phone. I sing it. I got a spare bedroom in my house with a couple layers of soundproofing, and I just bang out like a quick demo.
Well, that's the crazy thing.
So
right?
we're putting, dude, the songs are. I'm loving how they're coming out. They're great.
So you're recording the vocals at your house?
Well, the demo version of them.
Demo,
yeah, we'll get. I think we're gonna get in the studio hopefully February.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have because I can't be there for them to hear my ideas. You know, I put down what I want to do, make sure they like it, and so they kind of know where we're doing vocally. So
yeah, because
sometimes the band has to adjust fills and stuff with the vocals.
Yeah, it's like. It's the
you guys know.
Yeah, it's the timing. Like all right, I got 4 bars here. Like
right. So we're getting it going. I think
let's do that. Yeah.
I think as of right now, I got to send them some of the stuff, but I think it's about 4 songs that are close to ready right now.
Nice,
so
man.
It'll be awesome.
Fuck yeah, I can't wait to hear it. I mean, that's where it's going to be like a weird thing, right? Because people are so used to hearing.
Yeah, they're gonna hear a whole
live
different
is
voice.
one thing, but hearing a whole different voice recorded.
And I have a very different voice. It's different.
Yeah. And I like that you're not trying I like when Black Flag, right? Just to
I
go
gotta
back.
Be me.
Yeah,
right?
Black Flag had like fucking 8 singers or whatever.
Yeah.
And they all did their own thing.
Yeah.
And it was cool because you'd hear 4, especially on like Everything Went Black or something, right? You hear like 4 different versions of those same songs with different singers, but they weren't trying. Not everyone was trying to sound like Keith Morris, right? So like you're doing your own thing with it.
I can only sound like me, man. I can only sound like me, you know.
If you tried to sound like Joe, that would be
no one can sound like Joe anyway.
Yeah, it'd be dumb.
That would be horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can only sound like me, but I like my voice. I think people will be very happy with it. We got in the studio to do a Motorhead cover, which we can't like share yet because it's for like the tribute album. Yeah. So I don't know when they release it. Hopefully soon. But
play it from after.
I can play it for you after. Yeah, I'm really happy with how it came out. I'm really fucking happy.
Yeah.
And then we play it for close friends, and everyone seems to be real happy with it. So that's kind of a good sign of things to come.
No, fuck yeah.
Plus, it's Motorhead. I was like, well, this is easy for me. I'll bang it right out. We might do like a Blood for Blood one too. We'll see.
Of course, you gotta. Yeah. All right, you guys gotta talk amongst yourself for a second. I got this again.
Dude, I'm having the same problem.
Yeah, I know. Small prostates today.
Usually I'm worse.
Swollen I'm gonna have to go home and demand some
prostate massage.
I don't know if I read this or heard this once, but it got in my mind from some source that there's a country, I don't know if it's Japan or China or something, there's somewhere where it is customary for wives to give the husbands regular prostate massage. And in that same particular country, the rate of prostate cancer is significantly lower.
Interesting.
I don't know if that's true at all. I don't know if it came to me in a dream. But I like to tell people that. It's male's health, Mark. We're getting a little old, not too old. What are you, 31 now, right? I'm 28. We're getting there. When you guys play again, you're going to be out in Europe? Did you guys announce that yet?
Yeah, we announced it. We have Unseen will have basically our biggest tour in over 15 years. We're going to do like 4 shows, 4 or 5
around
shows
Germany,
in
right?
Germany.
And we were talking. We're not sure if it's the same. We're not sure if it's the same fest, but I'm out there at the same time. I'm hoping we're on the same fest.
That'll be good.
Yeah. One of the days of that,
or
fest.
at least on the same day too at this fest.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go places and like play that song and send you messages.
If we're at the same fest on a Santone, those days we're doing a Blood for Blood cover set. We do the same fest 2 days. A Wisdom set one day, Blood for Blood. I was like, dude, if you're there, on the Blood for Blood day, you better get the fuck on that stage and do Blood for Blood.
Yeah, dude.
It's like tight.
We're going to talk about some cold street lights.
There you go.
Stolen cars in the night.
Actually, Frankie should be involved in our Blood for Blood Christmas album.
Yeah, we've been talking, dude. So check this out. We've been talking about this for I think 4 years. For some reason, we haven't pulled it off, and I don't know why. Because everybody
need me involved. I'm the
everybody
guy. I
involved
got
is
it.
a musician. But we have this whole
Dude,
thing.
I'm a sound guy. We can get it done.
We have this whole thing about doing a Blood for Blood Christmas song. Because it would come so easy.
Dude, I can pull this off with you. We can
Like,
make
I'm
this
dreaming of a white Christmas.
We did.
I'm dreaming of a white trash crisp. Oi, oi, oi.
Yeah.
Just like the ones I used to know. Cold Street.
There's gonna be under the cold street lights
Yeah.
has to just exist. But
Santa under the cold street lights.
Like,
Stolen gifts through the
talking
night.
about getting no presents and stuff.
Santa didn't come to my part of town.
Who's really been slighted?
Who's really been
It's all coal in Charlestown.
Fucking.
It writes itself.
I was.
Can't go wrong. Dude, I'll get it going.
Yeah, dude, I'm down. And I was on.
You know what? Saturday could be the time because Joe's going to have equipment at his house.
Fuck yeah, dude. But remember,
do
we
that
did
with
the
Joe
AI
Who?
song. The AI song that kind of came close.
Yeah, yep.
Artificial intelligence song?
Dude, it's wild, bro.
What did you ask them to write a Blood for Blood song and they did it?
Well, I kind of wrote some impromptu lyrics that were in Blood for Blood type vein, and fucking and
we put
and
in like Boston hardcore.
If you feed AI all the Blood for Blood or Mala and have them write a song, I better be badass.
bro, it's fucking wild how crazy AI.
Packer
shit is.
did an AI goth song about me doing coke, and it sounded like a Ramallah song. It was so weird.
so fucking crazy. Oh, we gotta. Fuck, that reminds me. We have people submitted songs. We gotta review.
Oh, really?
them. I gotta pull them up. We gotta
How many?
review 'em. I think I got like 4 or 5.
Oh,
songs.
nice.
Yeah, I gotta pull them up. To,
AI songs or yeah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do that Saturday.
I haven't. In fairness, I haven't listened to them yet because I want to have a genuine reaction to them when we all
awesome.
listen to
That's
them.
even better.
But I know I got some submissions from a couple of the Patreon subscribers, and I think some just general listeners as well. So, yeah,
Nice.
That's that. Fucking under the cold street lights of a Blood for Blood Christmas.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the 4th Christmas M4.
I know. I think so.
Third,
I can't
definitely
believe
the
this
third,
is-
but I think it's the 4th.
I'll have to look.
All the AI fake shit that came out, like there was a Sick of It All song, there was a Wisdom and Chains AI song, and it all got released on Apple Music and shit.
Oh,
Really?
I heard something about
That's
this.
wild.
Yeah, I
a
heard
lot of it
something
sounded
about
almost
this.
like weird, like cock rock stuff.
That's crazy, dude.
But I
It just
remember
like ended up on like Spotify or something like that.
Yeah, it was on
like the
Spotify,
Sick of It All
Apple
channel,
Music.
but it's
Yeah,
like
it was supposedly a comp.
but it's like Packers Coke song about me for a
Yeah,
moment.
I'm looking up Wisdom and Chain songs to put on my phone to learn, and
You're
like,
like, this one.
like,
You
what
learned-
is this
you
comp
learned
they
this
did?
song.
Oh, we're Sick of It All, cool, and then they put it on. It's like this weird, like it sounds like it's a Mountain Dew commercial or something. You know, like
What Motorhead song did you guys do?
Iron Fist, my favorite.
All right.
And no, it was cool. That's always been my favorite Motorhead song.
Yeah.
And when they, Richie said, well, we got to record this. So you down to record it. He kind of sent me all the bands on it. It's an awesome powerhouse lineup and all the songs they're doing.
Can you
And they had
can you
already-
tell us the bands or no?
I don't know.
We don't get you in trouble, so.
Was it? I don't know.
I don't know.
It's all bands that you'll know and love. Like
Yeah, yeah.
a lot of punk bands, some big rock and roll people too that are like
Cool.
big names that are awesome. So,
Who's doing it?
I seen it, and,
Do you know what
and we were
label's
already
doing it?
had Iron Fist, and I was like, "That's my fucking favorite song." It's the guy. It's like the producer or somebody from Motorhead that's putting
Oh,
it
that's
together.
okay.
We did
and,
one.
And
War
apparently,
Machine.
he was very happy with what we did. I did a lot of cool like. I had fun with it,
Yeah.
When I do the fucking something about the Hounds of Hell or whatever the line is, I put some barking in the back. I was like,
There you
"Fuck
go,
it, I'm
yeah.
just gonna have my fun shit
Do
with
shit,
it."
yeah.
I listen to a lot of hip hop too, so I like all the.
Yeah.
You gotta add those little things.
Good.
But,
you were your own
here-
backup hype man. Yeah.
Yeah. And so hearing that guy liked it and it said it was like really fun and all that, it made me feel good. I'm
That's
like,
good,
hey,
man. Yeah. Fuck yeah. We did. War Machine did rock and roll for the Upstate. Did a compilation.
Oh, nice.
Upstate Records did a
Fuck yeah.
compilation. But I was like, what's the most one that people wouldn't think we would do? So rock and roll. So we did that one.
Fuck yeah,
It was
perfect.
fun. It's fun to do.
I can't wait. This thing we've had.
You know what?
We sent it in like July or something. No, maybe July, and then I thought it was going to get released.
Is it
the
gonna be
deadline was
like-
like August, and then it's not released.
Is it going to be just digital or vinyl or?
I have no idea. I'm really bad at asking the questions I should know.
Yeah.
I remember the other day, my girlfriend goes, I was telling her like, we might record here or there, like, so I might be gone for this week for this.
Yeah, yeah.
And she goes, do you guys have, like, what's your record label? I'm like, I don't know. She said, do you have a record label? I don't know.
I'm sure they do. Yeah,
Richie's been doing this a long time. I just kind of, so when I seen him,
But it's
I go,
great
I
to
was
just
like,
be like, whatever, you guys tell me what to do.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Yeah. Honestly, that was part of Death Force on it too. Brian was so good with that stuff that I just didn't fucking know. It's like, I know that I trust Brian, and
we're an
he's
established
very
band.
smart.
Yeah, I'm sure we have a label. Yeah,
I show up and I do what I got to do.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
if you need somebody out of my pocket, just let me know beforehand
Yeah,
so I can
yeah.
rob a drug dealer or something.
Yeah,
No, just
yeah.
kidding. I don't do that anymore.
Anymore is the key word in that sentence.
Well, when we started touring with DBD, like touring wasn't. You guys know, you're older. Like it wasn't like that back then. Like you didn't make money off touring. Touring wasn't as regular or common for quite so many bands. And, we were calling Joe Hardcore from fucking payphones trying to find his mom's house in the ghetto of Philly to meet up and find the venue. And we were just starting with weekends and long weekends. You had to have money to kick in for gas. Yeah, at the end of the day, you might have made a few bucks, but usually not. Like we'd show up,
you were stoked
and do
if
well.
You broke even. Yeah.
We'd sell merch and do awesome and have an awesome response, but we'd still be out money because that was it, So it was like come home from the weekend, hustle all week, do whatever you got to do to get the money to go out on tour the next weekend. Actually, I think I could talk about this. I hope Brian isn't mad at me, but he had to take a big hit on like a larceny charge because a big part of he was already found guilty and it's settled, so I think it's all right. But he was working for some car I forget who, like some car sales place. He was working in the shop and he had a good little hustle going, and not only could we go on tour off some of the money, but we could go out and party. Weekends we weren't on tour, we'd be out at King's Inn strip club in Dartmouth, and we'd go hit the complex in Providence, go out partying and shit.
Why would you?
Awesome.
I kind of probably.
But he's already been found guilty, so it's settled. So hopefully he's not mad that I'm sharing it.
But why would you guys come to the King's Inn?
Because it was shitty and we're shitty.
It's the worst.
And then you know what the funniest thing was?
You know what the thing is?
When I got married, the second time I didn't have a bachelor party. I'm married and divorced twice. So the second time I never had a bachelor party or nothing. And one night randomly, so the girls were getting her for a bachelorette party, and Brian surprised me with a bachelor party, and it was just the same old fucking idiots we hang with, and he's like, we're going to the King's Inn, where we used to always go.
Is that place still there?
It was still there, like whatever that was, 7 years ago.
It is, and
I'll tell you a good story.
They renovated it though.
I went there I think twice, but it was like 25
Man, what a
years ago.
shit show.
It looked like
awesome.
it was used to be a pizza place.
Dude, we go there. I would drink when we used to go all the time. I think I was still drinking I was still on a fake ID.
It's like 10 minutes away.
Oh, we're close to the King's Inn. We might need to end this soon. And we'd go there on the way to Providence, and it was just a fun place to have a couple drinks on the way, And I don't go to strip clubs to look at like hot girls and get turned on. I go for the atmosphere of the party atmosphere. Like, yep, there's naked people dancing, and the party atmosphere is just this vibe. It sets a vibe. That's what I like. So we go there and do that. But
I try to look at it like a comedy club.
Well, dude, there used to be this girl every time, this goth girl with like all these fucked up scars, and she'd come out to like Marilyn Manson. Oh, all right, never mind, I won't. But so we go there after many years of not going there. They take me on my bachelor party.
She's still there,
and
she's
well, they don't have that. Like it used to be this wooden like wrangling. Like
it was like a corral.
Corral. Yeah. So Brian set this up, and I didn't realize. Some girl comes out. She's dancing near me, and she goes, "Hey, you look strong. You're pretty strong." Hi. I go, "Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm strong." She goes, "I bet you drink a lot of milk." I go, "Yeah, I fucking love milk. I drink milk." She starts squirting press milk all over my face. And so I'm like in shock, and I have my mouth open in shock, and she's trying to squirt at my mouth, and Brian's grabbing me. He's going, "That comes from her insides. Don't drink it. Don't drink it. It's coming from her insides."
There's definitely some kind of disease.
But he fucking set that up. He set her up. He pulled her aside and got her to do that. I was like, oh man, that was fucking. After that, I was like, I need to get a lap dance from you. That's fucking perfect.
Yeah.
But I'll never forget Brian. He's the one that set it up, and then he was like, "That comes from her insides. Don't drink." I'm not trying to drink it. I just can't stop laughing, dude.
Tainted milk, yeah.
No one's trying to drink breast milk from a stripper at the King's Inn.
No,
I hope
nobody. No, there is. I'm sure there's plenty of people, but
yeah.
No, yeah. The people you see in the paper, trying to pick up like fucking.
I got a family and stuff, man. I can't. I can't be doing that.
You don't want to. Yeah.
But yeah, no, that place was fun, man.
Yeah. What going back before we even like what even drew you? Because Mark will be very mad if I don't ask you this. What even got you into like finding your way into hardcore and stuff like that?
You know, someone asked me Joe Hardcore asked me on the podcast too. I don't remember when it shifted. I always grew up around, like my father was into, like he's into a lot of different stuff, but he always loved rock and roll and old metal. So like I grew up with like Black Sabbath playing and Zeppelin, like all the old rock. And then at the same time, my next door neighbor, who now I call him my brother, he became basically like my foster brother, Dave. He was a few years older than me, and by the time I was 5, he moved in next door, and he started playing actually more metal and punk for me. And we just would go to everything we could. I would go to any metal show, punk show, and at some point, I was at hardcore shows and didn't even realize it.
Yeah,
I'd just be like, "Oh, that band was fucking awesome," and you know, like Biohazard and stuff like that. And then I didn't even know the name, and then I ended up going to 121 in Brockton. And where I really realized, like, oh, this is its own thing, hardcore. But I don't really remember how I fucking ended up there, except I just kept meeting people and going to, like, local shows, metal shows, punk shows, big shows. And by the time I was at 121 in Brockton, they were like, oh, this is hardcore music. And I was like, this is what, like, that extra pissed off music? Yeah, that's the stuff I like the most.
Yeah.
But it was literally since I was, like, 5. I mean, I was putting on Slayer and old Metallica when I was 5 years old. And then and shortly after, like, Misfits and like, a lot of the old Dead Kennedys and stuff like that. So there was no really, like, clear defined moment where I was, like, heard hardcore and went, this is hardcore.
You just got exposed to it at a super
very
young
lucky.
age.
I was friends with a lot of the older kids. Like, it was, and I was just around it and just fucking loved it.
Fuck yeah, man.
Before I knew there was a name or anything, you know. One time I seen, I was like, I think Deftones and Biohazard at whatever Axis used to be called. I think that was, even though Biohazard's, I mean, it's hardcore, but it's not really like in the, you know, they're not underground. They've been huge a long time. But even that, someone had to tell me like, well, that's hardcore. And I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
You know? And he had like the Judgment Night soundtrack and all that stuff.
Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, like knowing, like I first learned about it from like, the college radio station, right? Like
88.9 there, WRS.
Oh no, I was from here.
Oh, you were
so
down here.
It was UMass.
Boston had a similar,
I know ERS.
Yeah, Sunday nights and they play local stuff. That
and it was cool. Like I was at middle school and they played Suicidal and I just remember being a kid going, the fuck is that?
You know another good source that was Beavis and Butthead, man. The first time I heard Suicidal Tendencies was off Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah,
Me and my brother, my next door neighbor, were like watching Beavis and Butthead and. I Want a Pepsi song there.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this? This is awesome.
Yeah.
That's where we got heard a Crowbar too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was huge. Who'd have thought Beavis and Butthead was like exposing
introducing
really
kids to fucking
music.
Hardcore because they always liked it.
Yeah,
they always
any like hardcore, like real heavy metal. Yeah,
they were like,
like,
this is awesome,
fucking
man.
rocks. Yeah.
Because I remember the Biohazard was on that. Too.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. They were going crazy, like
fuck yeah,
ass. Yeah.
It does.
Imagine like being in a band and that's like,
I'd give anything to be on Beavis and Butthead.
These guys are talking about us,
especially because they were not shy about talking shit either when they didn't like something. They made
and
fun
on
of
top of it, that's when people still sold records. So imagine how many records that sold from motherfuckers.
Yep.
Yeah.
They had like a lot of cool shit that didn't really go much. That band Unsane, do you remember that band?
Mm-hmm.
The whole video was just skateboard accidents.
Yeah,
I remember that.
And I was like, they're fucking awesome. They didn't end up getting too huge, but
yeah.
Yeah, Beavis and Butthead was actually pretty good for that stuff too. But yeah, there was no clear cut thing, man. I always fucking loved music and wanted to play music. My father got me a well, he called it the DPC, the Dead People's Collection. He was the maintenance guy for a retirement home complex.
Yeah.
And if, like, you know, someone moved on to where, you know, death or what's the hospice or whatever, or hospital, you know, obviously the family comes and clears up. A lot of times the family just want to get rid of the shit. They're like, we don't care. Yeah. And he'd like bring home random, like, we got this couch, we got this, you know. And one time he got me like a guitar out of he called it the DPC. There was this acoustic guitar the family didn't care about. And I was like super young, and I started writing like rock and roll songs with the guitar when I was probably like 3 or 4, even like real fucking young, real young.
Yeah.
With a little cassette tape player, you know.
So not only were you into music, you were into playing music from.
Yeah, I wanted to play it right away, man. You know, I dropped out of high school to play music.
Yeah.
Like, not like, oh, I partied so hard and that was my excuse. Like, I was getting straight A's and I was like, I know I just want to play music and tour. There's no point to be here.
Yeah.
I need to be playing music all day and night, you know.
Were you still in high school when you got into like band? Like, what bands were you in?
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, even before high school. I always looked a little older, too. But, yeah, no, by like... I I mean, by
What age were you in DBD? Joined Death Before Dishonor?
maybe 19 or so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I still had a fake ID. I know that. I found the best fake ID in the couch cushion of the DBD rehearsal space, and it was a kid. Can I say his name? I don't think. Right.
Yeah.
This kid Jay Levins, and he had a shaved head and a goatee. Then it was red, and at that time, that's what I had, a red goatee. And I was way skinnier, and he was skinny. I'm like, this is fucking perfect, and it worked for like 2 years. And we used to go to the complex in Providence every weekend and go party. And I remember on my 21st birthday, we went there, and the bouncers knew us by then. They're like, oh, hey Jay, what's up? Yeah. And I go, oh, it's my birthday, and they're like, oh, cool, happy birthday. And I was like, do you want to ID me just for fun? Like, even though you know me, they're like, sure. And I give them my real ID. They're like, you motherfucker. I'm coming here for 2 years.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so I started, I was always kind of the younger guy, you know. I looked a little older.
We're going to talk about the complex for a second.
4 clubs in one.
Yeah.
Dude, I dated the rock room. I dated the DJ stepdaughter that used to dance up on the bar all the time.
Okay.
That was nuts.
Yeah.
She threatened to stab me in my sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, good times there. You used to go there?
No. I used to work the door at Club Hell. So
right around the corner.
Right around the corner.
Fuck
so
yeah.
I had to deal with all the motherfuckers coming out of Complex, the fucking Spanish club.
Well, and there was a gay bar right there too.
Yeah,
because we used to get in a lot of fights back then.
The Mirror Bar, yeah.
And but every now and then someone would be eyeing us. I used to send everyone, because when someone would come to the door and be like, literally, if someone came to the door of Hell and was like, yo, is there bitches in there? Like, no, you got to go down the street. Mirror Bar. No, we send them to the gay bar. They send them to the gay bar. But those are the coolest guys because everyone was so wild back then.
Yeah.
They used to, they'd clear the streets with the police horses would come, like, clear you out the streets. And
that's what I'm saying. There was nothing like Providence at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Because there was so many clubs in, like, one block that was different factions of clubs. There was, like, a Spanish club, a black club, like a hip-hop club, the Complex.
But this is why the gay bar was the coolest. Because every time we thought we were getting into some shit, we were getting a fight, someone's looking at you weird, and you're like, yo, what's up, motherfucker? You got a problem? And all of a sudden they'd be like, no, hey, you just look handsome. And it's like, and everyone would be in a good mood because, like, I got, we never been homophobic. You got hit on. Like, how can you get mad at something? That's great. And then you'd be happy you're not risking getting arrested.
But then the police would come on those Clydesdale fucking horses,
dude, they would
spraying everybody.
They knocked our fucking drummer to the wall so bad one time. I think he had a concussion. I don't know. Dan Loftus, when he was an original drummer, he drummed with Frankie Chairs there at what do you call it? Bar Fight Champs and the other band. Fuck. He's like my best friend. I forget the name. I'm the worst. Hope you don't listen to this. Yeah. But anyway, he's drummed for a bunch of great bands. He drummed for Back in the Neck for a while.
Yeah.
But they knocked him into the wall real hard one time where I was over there trying to fight the cop because I was like, I know I'm going to jail. And I don't care. Like, that was not okay, man. That was fucked up. But
yeah,
they weren't fucking around. I mean, looking back, they kind of. I don't like cops, but I get why they did. It made sense.
No,
it was wild. It was the only way to clear people out of that street.
Yeah, but there'd be people.
Did you ever go there, Mark?
I've been to Club Hell a few times, seen the cops.
So Complex, you walk in.
Complex, I've never been.
There's 4 clubs in one club. It's a top 40 club, like a techno rave club, a hip hop club, and a metal club all together.
Yeah.
And just insane.
It's just basically, how can we ask for problems?
Right.
Let's bring all these divergent groups together in one place.
You know who was almost never the problem? It was never the hip hop or the rock. It was the other clubs.
The top 40. It was all the Guido, the Z Cavaricci.
Yeah. Like we go down to hip hop. Me and Brian would go down to hip hop and be the only white people in that room and never once have a problem. We'd make friends, get along with everybody.
Yeah.
Rock room, you'd get some assholes, but mostly pretty cool. But the rock room would have the girls dancing up on the bars and all that stuff, which was super fun.
Yeah.
And then at the time, my next door neighbor had he was a retired state cop, and he had a heated pool and a hot tub that he just left open access. Like, he's like, don't even ask, just use it and clean up after yourselves. So instead of just being like, do you want to go home with me? I could be like, hey, do you want to come to the after party? We got a hot tub, we got a heated pool, we got beer. It's fenced in. And so we'd always get these after party girls back to the hot tub wicked easy by just being like, instead of having to sound creepy,
Yeah.
Like, come to the after party.
Yeah.
Good times. Is that Complex isn't still there, right?
No, I don't think it is. Yeah.
Club Hell is still there or something else or no?
No. So
that was all. What was it before Club Hell?
It was
Babyhead, right?
Babyhead, and then before that was the Rocket.
I never did as the Rock. I remember Babyhead because they had some hardcore shows as Babyhead.
Oh, they had hardcore shows every week. Yeah.
So for a while as Club Hell, they were doing the hardcore shows.
Is that like right next door? Upstairs?
Jerky's was upstairs.
That's still there, no?
No, because now Club Hell and Jerky's is one big gay bar that's all connected.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie, I like them gay bars.
Yeah.
Free drinks, make friends in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Good time.
He's the only
Free
dude that did it.
prostate exams?
He did a show at the Dipper, and he sent us the flyer, and he was all fucking leather daddied out. I was like, fuck off, dude. I was like, this is gonna bring like a whole different contingent into the fucking bar. We put
That's
the
good
flyer
vibes.
out.
Oh, it's good vibes.
Yeah,
Come on, you know.
yeah, it's
Like I said, at the those guys from the Mirror Bar would come over and put us all in a good mood. But yo, you big handsome motherfucker. I ain't trying to fight. You're beautiful. And then you're like, how are you gonna fight someone? You're so happy.
Yeah.
Someone could walk by and call me an asshole right after. I'm like, yep, okay, whatever.
Whatever, yeah.
Steam room friends, you know.
Yeah. But yeah, we sent so many people over to Mirror Bar just so when we deny him at the door. Yeah, it was good times.
Good.
But yeah, man. So I don't even know what the fuck we were talking about. How do we get here? Oh,
I don't think we've talked about music much, to be honest.
No, we did
A little bit.
We talked about how you got into it, and then we talked
Yeah.
about Wisdom and Chains. So. Yeah.
Yeah, well, back to when they first were asking me to join Wisdom, I had warned Richie, like, I quit, touring because I hate touring. I don't want to tour a lot. I used to have nightmares about going on. Like, after I quit touring, I'd have a nightmare where I'd be like in the airport about to leave for a tour. Like, I don't want to do this. So I was like, but I'm over that now, and I'm really looking forward to it. But I can only do a small amount.
Yeah.
But they understand that. They can't do that. Everyone's got kids now and families.
What's a
and all
different
that,
thing,
and-
right? When you're 18, 20, 25, it's one thing to tour.
And you should go balls to the wall when you're
Yeah.
young. Like, it
Yeah.
makes sense. When DVD did it, made sense that we
Sometimes
did
I just look at some of our friends, and I'm just like, "Fuck, really? You're going out for like 40-something days?" I'm like,
Like, how the
I
fuck
did
is
it.
Agnostic
I
Front
can't.
still doing
"Yeah."
it?
I mean, I did
They're
it, but
just like dude.
Yeah.
They're like superhuman. I mean,
And
Vinny and
it's
Roger.
like
I don't know.
for like AF, it's like that's superhuman because they're still like not struggling, but putting a lot of work in. It's like if you're like in the drop kicks or something, like you're on a bus, like you get a dude that will do anything you don't want to do for you.
Yeah.
Not that
In
those dudes are
theory.
lazy. A lot of them will, do plenty of shit, but it's a lot cushier when you got like the sober bus,
Yeah,
the
well,
party
AF
bus,
does the bus
this,
tours
the day
too, here and
rooms,
there.
this and that.
Yeah,
rather
we'll do
than,
the bus tours, but they'll do the van tours for the festivals too and stuff.
Yeah,
But man, those guys. I mean, you see them on stage. You would never guess if you didn't know how old Roger and Vinny are.
Yeah.
I can't believe the energy those guys fucking still do. I can't do it. It's Richie, like 2 weeks max for me, man. I think is good. Plus my kid's still young. She's 13.
Yeah. Well, it's like you said.
I don't wanna be gone too long
There's
from
different
her.
responsibilities, and like you have like a serious career, right?
Yeah, like my job, I'm very lucky how much I love my job, and it's really fucking cool. But the downside of it is, like, if they need me there, they need me there. There's not too many people around in my union or in the city that can fill in for me.
Yeah.
On that, just because you have to know the building and the equipment and be able to mix and troubleshoot some of the weird shit. And it's a big building, and there's things in
So
different
do you
places.
have somebody lined up for when you're gone?
I have a couple. So when we're gone, I so far they have nothing booked. But when they have something booked, I have a couple guys that
Have you already told them like, "Hey, I'm gone"? Or
yeah. I gave them way advanced. So I have a couple guys that are pretty solid all the time and can pretty much, like one guy in particular who's the head at the Schubert Theater. He could replace me on anything. He's just a great sound guy and he knows the building well, and I always have him in. But there's a couple other guys I'm training too, so we're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work. But yeah,
it's a whole different game touring when you're like, not to. When you're 18, whatever, but when you're an established man, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and trying to
I remember coming home
figure
from
out a couple weeks.
My
like,
first tour was real tour was with Agnostic Front and Diecast in Europe. We took it on like a 3 days notice. I think Terror dropped off.
Yeah, I think Brian told me about this.
And the F guys were like, who the fuck are we gonna find on like a 3 days notice that can do a 6-week tour? And Terror was like, DVD, they'll do it, because that's the reputation we had built for ourselves with how much we would hop on shit. And so we did it. But so we did that 6 weeks. And we got along with the guys so well, AF put us on their U.S. Canada tour right after. So I think we were home for 2 or 3 days and did another 6 weeks U.S. Canada.
Yeah.
So what's that, like 3 months in a row? We just fucking
We did Unseen
hit
did the
ground
same
running.
thing. We drop kicks. It was Dropkick Murphys, Tiger Army. This was like 03 or something, and it was Lars Fredriksson and the Bastards. And I think Lars broke his arm or something, so they couldn't do it. And at the time, I lived with James from the Dropkicks, and it's like, oh, Bastards can't do it. Like, dropped off the tour. I'm like, we could probably go.
Let's fucking
And
go.
he's like, hold on, let me hit up like Cannon Al and this and that, and then like, yeah, if you guys want to do it, you can do it. And we're like, literally, it was like 8 days notice. We're like, all right, we have passports. All right, let's go.
Yeah, we had to
just
do
fucking
rush
went.
passports at the next to the garden there.
the Boston spot.
That's the way to go, man.
Yeah, it's lucky we
And
got
at the time,
that.
I remember I came from that tour. My stepfather was like, "What do you think? How what do you think about the tour life? He's a stagehand his whole life and stuff. And I was like, I'm built for this. I'm made for this. I could do this my whole life. And then, you know, after like 8 years of it, I was like, man,
Yeah, same thing.
I want to be home so bad.
I did like 10 years, and it was just like, for me, it was more so like, how to explain it? I didn't necessarily start to hate like it.
No, it's still always awesome
was
to be
just
out
like-
there doing it. You hate everything you miss out on.
Well, miss stuff you miss out on, but also just like dealing with everybody else that you have to deal with in your band. And I love everybody in my band way more now than I did then because
Yeah.
I'm not with them fucking 50 days in a row or whatever.
Well, yeah,
But,
when
like,
you're in
it's
a
the
van
point
with
where,
a
like,
van,
this
no
dude
matter
doesn't
how
wanna
much you-
fucking
no matter how much you love,
load
like-
of gear. This guy's always fucked up. This and like, and you're just like, fuck, and you get to
No matter how much you love those 4 or 5 dudes, when you're
and I was the guy in charge of everything, which made it
living
worse.
in
I was
a tiny
I was
space.
the problem solver.
Well, I think
and I'm
that
like,
was Brian was that guy for us, so he would
Yes.
definitely have his take turns being sick of all of us. Because
Yeah,
I definitely wasn't an easy person to deal with when I was like partying hard. Sometimes there was a few spans where I was sober a few years, and then when I'd party though, and he definitely like was a saint putting up with me.
But yeah,
I mean,
no-
Brian goes hard too. We would almost it would almost be like a race to be. Whoever would first be at that no turning back level, the other one would kind of hang back
hang
and be
back,
a little
yeah.
more responsible.
Like,
Like,
all
oh,
right.
Brian's
Me
at that
and-
point, it's not my night. And then the next night he'd be like, oh, Frankie hit that point. I got to stay a little more clear headed.
Me and Packer have that.
Yeah, I could see that.
That bond. Yeah, like
Who wins?
who's there? All right. The other one's gonna.
Who
fall
usually
back a
wins?
little
Is it
bit.
pretty even?
Well, it depends. If it's just alcohol, then it's
Yeah.
an even race. If there's other things involved, I usually end up hanging back. you know?
Yeah. Well, we lucked out. We had our little Ryan, our merch kid, Ryan Kearney. He was fucking awesome. He was a straight edge kid, so he'd kind of like cover us a lot too. He's in that band, Give Up Hope. You heard that band?
No, I
They're
haven't.
fucking nasty.
they're
Real
good.
Yeah, they're heavy as fuck.
great.
But you know what?
It's
It's so good having a straight edge friend.
awesome.
A
And then
person around you.
We would get straight edge guys in the band, but they would quickly be not
straight edge anymore. Yeah.
B-roll.
Yeah, edge
B-roll from
breakers.
Have Heart. He'd come in. He stayed straight edge for a while, and then not. And then we had Rob from Since the Flood. The best part of that, I was just telling this story the other day. Rob Since the Flood, he's awesome, man. What a sweetheart. And he come in the band. He stayed straight edge for a while. And there was one night we're on tour with Ignite, and he had been kind of hinting at, I think I want to break edge of this and that. And we're on the bus with Ignite, and Zoli had rounded up money of people willing to pay Rob to break edge. And we're down like the lounge area of the bus, and it was up to some crazy thing like 700 or 800 euro for him to just take a shot of whiskey with us all, and he would have made so that's over $1,000 US.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
To take a shot of whiskey, and he wouldn't fucking do it. And not 2 or 3 days later, we're in Scotland backstage, and he just goes, fuck it, and pops open a beer and starts drinking it. And I was like, dude, 2 days ago you could have made $1,000. Are you?
But he wasn't-
fucking
he wasn't
kidding?
doing it for
wasn't-
the money.
He didn't want to be a sellout, but now
Yeah.
come on, man.
yeah.
He should have tried to get that going again at least. I don't know.
Yeah.
So no one stayed straight edge too long in our band, I don't think, except Lil Ryan stayed straight edge, and he probably had the worst job of all of us between doing the merch orders and wrangling us and stuff. But he's still straight edge to this day. He's a big, you know him? He's a big jiu-jitsu guy too. He's great. He trains at the Low Zone place with like RG and some dudes you guys probably seen around.
Yeah.
Good kid.
Yeah. Fucking when we did that Boston tour with Slapshot and DBD and War Machine and Risk. My favorite
that must
thing.
have been nasty. Yeah.
3 a.m, 4 a.m, 5 a.m. Everybody's in their bunks, and it's me, Brian, and Craig Silverman every night.
Oh hell yeah, nice.
Insomniacs, like just sitting in the fucking.
Yeah, and Brian
lounge.
just drinks. He just drinks, nothing else, and he can stay up with everybody.
Yeah, it was
He'll
just
go all
us
night.
3 all night, like trying to fucking force ourselves to sleep, but not being able to sleep. Every
Yeah. That happened. Was that on a bus?
Yeah, it was on bus.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah.
That's why it's nice they got that fucking lounge.
Did you bring your
area.
machine to Europe?
Yeah, but my it didn't work because I had
adapter?
I had the adapter, but like the plug was like on the ceiling.
Or
It
just
just kept
fall
falling
out.
out. Yeah, it just kept falling out.
You need some gaff tape, man. Just
No,
put some
no,
gaff tape
I
on it.
did, and even with the tape, it kept coming out. I was like, "Fuck this!"
That's-
And I can't sleep in those catacombs anyway, man.
Yeah, but once you're not using that CPAP, you realize how tired you are without it, right? Like
Yeah,
for me,
100%.
even one night,
Yeah.
I'd wake up like, oh, I feel like garbage.
yeah, it's fucking wild.
Even sometimes I'll nap and I put it on. I'm like, like I took a power nap today for like an hour. I was like, fuck it.
But I find if I'm sitting up and I sleep, I'm fine. It's if I'm laying down.
Well, I had a buddy that would throw it
Do
on
you
just
have
watching
big tonsils?
TV. He would
Maybe-
just
do
watch
you have
TV
big-
and fucking put the thing on.
Do you have big tonsils? Do you know?
I don't know.
It could be your tonsils then. If
He's just trying to get you to open your mouth up wide,
You
man.
want to see? You want to see, buddy? I got a steam room. Yep. All right. What else?
Drones, music.
Drones, men's health, music.
Yeah, so that's how I got on hardcore. Steam rooms, tonsils. Yeah, so we're touring. What are we doing? June, that festival. Hopefully they're on the same thing, Unseen.
How many dates are you doing?
So June's just the same festival for 2 days, and it's one day Wisdom, and the next day we do a Blood for Blood set.
Okay.
And then July, I think we do like 2.5 weeks, something like that.
Europe or
Europe, yeah.
Festivals or
Much, honestly,
mix,
not. Looks like a mix of stuff. It looks like a mix.
I'm just curious.
I want to do what we're gonna do. We really want to buckle down and focus on doing the right. We've been doing tons of writing. The guys are kicking ass, but I think we want to do like a Boston show. Like I know Packer invited us to do the Street Dog show.
Yeah.
And not all the fellas could do it. And we were like, the only other show.
You got to do the one of the last Slapshot shows.
One of those. That might work. One of those. What month?
You got to talk to Packer, but they're doing it. 2025 is the last hurrah.
Yeah, like something like we're basically like not like 100%, but it's basically like we're not focusing on taking shows or doing shows as much as just banging this album out, getting it bang.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we should do a Boston show. We want to do a Boston show.
Yeah,
and we want to do it through just with, after we couldn't do Street Dogs, Packer was like, just let me know when you guys can do the Middle East and we'll put you on whatever.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
we'll find the right Boston show.
You guys headline Middle East anyway, you know?
Yeah, I'd be down for whatever. It's just, that's the only other show we'd want to do till we get this album out. Cause I want people to hear the new shit. It's fucking awesome. I'm proud of it. And it'll be, hopefully people like it.
Fuck yeah, man.
If you don't, I'll sing to just you guys come hang out. We'll just,
I
don't give a shit. Yeah.
And then we'll do the Blood for Blood Christmas record.
Hell yeah.
We're going to get Ian in, you know what I mean?
Right?
Ian's so protective of Blood for Blood, though.
That's when you could do like a documentary on the filming of it. I bet that would be pretty fucking
Maybe he
funny.
would do that. Maybe
he would do it because it's got like an inherently fun vibe,
Yeah.
He does get a little sensitive sometimes.
He does. That's why I went out with Blood for Blood on their last European tour, and all I did was antagonize Ian.
I feel like Brian used to do that to him all the time. He used to drive him nuts.
Yeah. Him and Brian got into a little tiff on that tour. I remember.
Him and Brian?
Yeah,
always, dude. Brian can't help himself when he has he's not Brian. Once he's drunk, we call him BP Harris. It's a whole nother animal.
Is that his middle name?
His middle name is Patrick. So when BP Harris comes out the gate, there's no, it's a whole nother animal. Because Brian is a very sharp, smart guy who's politically not politics government wise, but I mean like just how he knows how to treat people right and make sure he's diplomatic. Yeah, that's the word. And then BP Harris is the nightmare.
The nightmare. I love how everybody has
woke
that
people and just anybody.
Yeah, we all got that though a little bit. Like we're all pretty easygoing guys until we're not.
Well, I like to think I'm a happy drunk. I like to think so.
So you're a fun nightmare.
Yeah,
a fun nightmare.
Like I'll offend some people, but they'll be like, "Oh, he's all right. He's just laughing."
Yeah.
Like you said, obviously when it's a different time, it's a different time.
Yeah.
But
and we all have different switches that flip that switch.
Yeah. Mine is, what are you going to do about it? That's not the.
I also do have an appointment Friday, so I probably shouldn't keep. The doctor's going to be like,
keep doing what?
Keep doing the
what
things.
What are you talking about?
Stick a light up there and be like, what the?
You have serious degradation in your nasal cavity.
This is worse than it was in eye.
What happened? We didn't cut this much out.
It's rotted. It's a fucking death metal song inside your nose. Cannibal Corpse. It's rotted flesh.
All right, I got to pee.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Usually I go all the time. I don't know what it is.
I never go this way.
I put a curse on him or something. You need a prostate massage, like from Japan or whatever. Maybe it's Thailand. That sounds like a Thailand thing. My coach keeps trying to get me to go to Thailand for a summer trip. That'd be fucking badass.
Oh, really?
I might tell him only if Mike Consigliere Mark Unseen comes with us. It can't all be training.
I want to go to Greece. That's I was talking.
Dude, we're going. I'm psyched.
Have you ever been?
I went one time and it was amazing. And Thessaloniki was where
I've always wanted.
And that was once with DBD, and it was near the end of when I almost was done. I think it was like maybe my last tour out there with DBD, and then but it was fucking amazing. And then now we are going to go to Athens on that July thing.
Yeah, no, it's because it got to the point where we went to Europe like fucking in like a 3-year span. I went to Europe probably like
Like you were living there, right?
5 times. It was insane.
Yeah, we were on that trip too. It's like, I feel like we live in Europe.
And finally, I was like, I want to go to Greece. And then our agent was like, all right, well, here's the deal. I could book a show. It's going to be packed. It's going to be awesome, but you're going to lose money because it was at some point.
Cool.
At some point, their economy was so bad. They were like,
you know when their economy went bad when they kicked out the central banks. Okay. Not to get political, but they were like, "Fuck you guys."
That's so nice. Yeah.
Yeah, but so they were like, our agent was like, "We can do it." But he's like, it's probably, did it, right? He's like, it's probably, no, we didn't go to Greece. He's like, it's probably going to cost us like 3,000-4,000 euros. Because like the money to get
flights,
there,
transport,
the gas, and they're like, we're gonna get paid like nothing, basically, and you're not gonna sell any merch
because their money isn't gonna transfer.
Like
it's like when you go to Poland and you have to put the price.
Yeah,
of the
he's like, if you sell the shirts, if you sell the shirts,
have the experience and play.
Yeah, no, totally. And I never went to Russia either. Same thing.
I got to go to Russia a lot actually.
Did you guys ever do South America? Because that's like a huge market now. A lot of
DBD did that, but I wasn't on.
It was just always
on the tour. I did do some. The last tour I did with them was like Panama and Colombia, Central America stuff, and that was awesome.
The craziest thing that we ever did, and it was very, very early in our career, we were like kids, is we went to Japan for a month.
Yeah.
Which like I think I might have told the story before, but it was just like
I never heard that.
It was a friend of ours. It was this punk kid. He would come to Boston all the time. He would go to shows at the Rat and stuff, and he basically would come to America, buy a fuckload of punk records, go back to Japan and sell them, make a bunch of money. But in the meantime, he would like stay here.
Yeah,
and, like he would like.
I feel like it was always like
he would like live in like
around Boston
in like a closet.
Remember Cease to Exist?
What was? Yep.
With Jay Hogarth was a singer. He's from here, but then it was all dudes from Japan that barely spoke English in the band, and they were fucking hard, heavy as fuck.
So anyway, so this dude, he was like, "Oh, my band wants to come to America." So I booked a thing for his band, Tom and Boot Boys, and this other band, the Discogs. They were like mid late '90s Japanese punk oi bands. They did great. And they came over and we just did like 6 shows, and they recorded an album.
Like East Coast, up and down the East Coast.
Yeah, East Coast. It was like Boston, New Jersey, Philly. Manchester,
nice,
like fucking Boston, and they wanted to record, so we brought them to the studio where we did the first 2 Unseen records. Great, the studio was great. It was in the middle of nowhere in Maine, so they did the album there, and like then he's like, "Oh, return the favor. You guys want to come to Japan?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, we'll do it." DIY tour, and he's like, "How long you want to come?" And I was like, "I don't know, a month." He's like, "No, too long." I was like, "No, we tour America. We go for like 4 weeks." You know, I didn't realize Japan's
like the size,
the size of Texas, like the whole country. So it's literally like going to California or Japan. I mean, California or Texas for like a month.
Yeah.
So we were there for like literally 29 days. And so
how many shows did you play over the course?
We did like, I'd say in like 29 days, we probably did like 25 shows.
Oh, damn.
So we went everywhere.
And kids kept coming out?
Looking back is kind of cool because we went places that nobody.
Yeah, you start hitting all that funky
like
small town stuff.
But those Japanese D market.
You know, we were like, you hit that small town shit that no one goes to. The kids get fucking psyched when you do
We played this one show, I remember we called it Discharge Island because everybody there, like everybody at the show was like wicked crusty and like it was like
the Discharge
3 bands that we opened with. It was like this, that. And we were like, okay. And for some reason there was like 1 million cats. Like
just stray
there
cats?
was cats everywhere.
That's like typical ghetto activity, really.
But,
right? Stray cats everywhere.
But anyways, a month in Japan was like pre-cell phone.
Well, you know, Maddie Lost the Words did like 9 months in Japan.
Pretty much
a different way.
Not so many shows.
Pre-internet for them. It was like, this was, it was 99.
Oh, damn. That's way back.
99, yeah. So.
Yeah, but that probably bought you fans forever.
Yeah.
Well, dude, even like 04, Europe wasn't having, like the Wi-Fi and stuff like that was not much. And you had to walk to the payphone to call home. And
but I'm surprised you didn't do anything else while you were out there, like any of the other.
Yeah,
like
go start hitting some other Asian
It was just
stuff,
because it was like booked by like
just
a 22-year-old fucking.
What's crazy now is like dudes are doing like China.
Yeah, I heard that.
That's crazy.
Like Keith Freeman, that came on.
Feels sketchy to me. I don't know, man. I mean, I would do it because fuck it. But
fuck it, yeah.
We did Mexico with DBD when the the big drug wars were going on, and the American government was like, "Don't go there." And even our guy in San
Brian
Diego,
was like, yeah, let's go.
yeah, our guy in San Diego used to roll with us every time we go across the Tijuana stuff. He's like, "Yeah, I'm not going."
Yeah.
He's like, "You can leave all your valuables here at my house and whatever, but I'm not going there." We still went, and it was like the best few shows we ever played.
Yeah, like
because
now at
those-
this point, I don't care.
kids
But
were
Because people appreciate
They're
it.
like,
so
no one
much.
has come here.
exactly.
And we were fine. They gave us like armed guards to hang with us, and we weren't supposed to go anywhere without them, which of course we did. But we were out partying with like half the kids from the show after.
You know
It
what?
was
I like
awesome.
lived in Mexico. I lived in Oaxaca for a while.
Oh, no
and I've been
shit.
in Mexico a lot. And every time they give a one, as long as you keep your wits about you and you're not doing
Yeah, go
dumb
like-
shit, you ain't gonna
Stay-
They don't give a fuck about you. Like
No, man,
in a
stay
good
on your own
way, I
business.
mean.
The only place I ever would
Yeah,
get
don't
fucked.
like flaunt money or
Well,
like.
the
fucking-
only place that's not true I found was like Tijuana. If you're walking by yourself and you're white near that strip where you can buy like perks and drugs and shit,
Yeah, well,
they're gonna
Tijuana's
shake
like-
you down.
Yeah.
But I quickly learned you keep $20 in your shoe, you pay them off $20, they leave you alone. But they roll up like a damn SWAT team. It's happened to me a number of times there.
He's not talking about like streeter. He's talking about the cops.
The cops,
It's the cops.
The cops straight up roll up on you like, what are you doing? What are you trying to buy? You trying to buy drugs, illegal stuff? You can't have, and they pat you down. You give them $20, they let you go.
Yeah.
And it's fucking fine. But like, dude, Mexico City, Guadalajara, all that, it was like nothing but
Dope,
love, man.
yeah.
It was
It's fucking
amazing.
Yeah, I've never been to Mexico either.
And you know what? If you
fucking awesome.
if you do like Mexico City in December, it's like 75 and beautiful. Like it's fucking
Perfect.
great.
Yeah, it's like now at this point, that's the stuff I want to do because I'm not doing it for money.
Yeah. No.
I'm just doing it for like I like to play a few times a year. Luckily, people give a fuck about my band.
enough to.
Hey, Mark,
yeah.
I give a fuck about your band, buddy.
So it's like go somewhere. Someone wants to buy us a flight. Cool.
yeah, and you get to go if you can
Even if
play
I get
for people
I might
that
be
want to
like,
hear
you know
it.
what? I don't want to share a room with anybody because I got my CPAP machine. I'll spring the fucking $120 in my own room. Like I don't.
Hey, you might not need that anymore.
Yeah,
no, yeah,
maybe.
definitely. It's
just for fun.
I don't
now.
even care if it costs me money. If someone wants to hear what I'm doing, that's
Yeah.
fucking cool.
Last time we played
and if I can
California-
swing it, I'll do it.
Last time we played California, like everyone's like, "What about merch?" And I'm like, "I don't know. You bring merch? I didn't bring any merch. Like
You just don't
I
think of it.
fucking care.
You gotta
Like,
remember the kids want merch too, though. It
Yeah.
ain't even about making money. They want the merch.
So actually, that was the first time. Then the next, we went back a year later, and I brought merch. But at first, I was like, "We don't really have any. You guys want to spend? Do we want to spend like $800 to make it? Like, because you got to spend the money to make it, then
And
you got
hope
to
it
fucking
sells.
bring it there.
Yeah.
Either mail it or bring it on the plane, and then you got to like
Just have someone get it. Like if you go to Cali, you can have like
Yeah,
Mikey
I
Hoods
get
come
dudes
work
out there
it
that
or
make it,
something.
yeah, so
Mikey
that's-
Hoods just hit me up about coming out there. So I do need to. He was gonna have a backup band out there for me for my solo
stuff.
shit. And I
How's that? Are you still doing that? Or
It's
is
just
it,
I got no time.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole point of that was to be making music I love to make, but I wasn't ever pushing it to be something I toured with or anything because I just knew I wanted to be
yeah.
home and stuff.
and starting over at our age sucks too.
Yeah,
You're
I just
like-
knew I didn't want to do that. Like even some labels wanted to put up I was like, I'm not going to take your money and go to a studio and record because I'm not going to tour off this album. I'm not going to push it like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I just want to put out the music that I want to be hearing and writing.
And you don't even need a
then
label. You can go record all that shit.
I recorded in my basement, you
And
know?
then
I
throw it
recorded
on- throw it on
that Trusted
everything
Few
anyway.
album I did years ago. I did that on a little 8-track with the cassette tape built into it.
Yeah.
In my fucking basement with one microphone. I did the whole album and mix it and everything.
Yeah, and that's something that you couldn't even recreate that digitally. You know what I mean? Like so.
No, so it can be done. But yeah, the solo stuff was just fun to do. Like then I'd go play local bars. I would do my originals, and then I'd also do like 2 hours of just fun songs from my friends and pack the bars, and we did the Dipper. That was
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, just do fun fucking.
Did I go to that? I don't remember going to that.
No, we'll just have to do it again.
Yeah. When we do the live podcast, Frankie.
I was. I
Yeah, that
I
works.
remember-
Do you have the date
Yeah.
yet?
No.
Do you know the date? Yeah,
I
let me
remember
know the
being
date.
there
I'd
for,
love
like,
to do
the
that. Do like a
paranormal
set.
guy.
I'll let you know well ahead. We'll have like you and Lenny do a set. or
Oh,
something.
fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I love having Lenny's great.
Pizza party.
Pizza
Fucking-
party.
Yeah.
Pizza party, Lenny.
Yeah.
I love it. Like I said, KO has to show up or I won't do it.
Do you have people make pizzas? Can I go in and make pizzas?
You can come make a pizza.
Fuck yeah.
Can you make pizzas?
Yeah. Look
I
at
think,
this nose. I can make pizzas.
I'll show you. He's Italian, dude. It's his DNA.
Hey.
I'll tell you, Luke did great. I'll give him that much.
Luke's supposed to come on the podcast. Like,
Oh, really?
Yeah. Every time me and Luke have that conversation, it's like 4 a.m. and we're fucking hammered and we're in like New York
You
City
just
or
put a
something.
microphone in his face because
Yeah.
he's at his best.
Yeah, no.
Oh, he's fucking. I would have made him. He could have come up and stayed with me. We'll just. We'll work it out. He can crash at me or whatever.
Yeah. You can come on the podcast and we'll do a podcast.
He almost crashed at me after the holiday jam. We had the suite. He's like, I gotta set up my Christmas tree tomorrow, or my wife will kill me. So I gotta go home. Like, all right, dude.
his.
I'm going, like, you don't even have kids. You can reschedule doing your Christmas
Yeah.
tree, you know?
Yeah.
I
Have
haven't put
fun.
mine up yet. I'm like,
It don't even feel like Christmas, right? It's like a week away.
Yeah,
We're getting older.
I've been so busy. I just like, yeah.
Plus, it hasn't really snowed yet.
Yeah.
It's like
No.
tomorrow's
It's
gonna
gonna be
like
fucking 60 degrees tomorrow. Like
Oh, it is?
57, I think, or something like. Yeah, something
58.
stupid.
Yeah.
Supposed to like rain a little bit tonight, but it's gonna be warm tomorrow. So it'll be warm weather, but even blow wet leaves sucks because they're so fucking heavy.
Oh, yeah. I've done it in the backyard.
Yeah.
Not on a
so I
mass
won't use
scale.
my vacuum tomorrow. Vacuum hates sucking wet leaves.
Yeah.
It gets clogged. Yeah. So wherever I can just put leaves in the woods, that's what I'm doing tomorrow.
Yeah, there you go.
Fuck them.
All right. I think we've.
What else we got, Truth? Have we done all? Have we touched all the
I think
bases?
we tapped out.
Yeah, we're
when
talking about
wet
blowing leaves. Yeah.
We're
Wet
talking
leaves.
about
How's the
blowing wet
weather?
leaves in the woods. Like, yeah.
We're gonna talk about fixing a carburetor tomorrow or something, or like removing a tattoo.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, we can shut the mics off if you want, but I might as well hang out a little more anyway. We got this tequila is great.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, we'll sign off playing that Motorhead song and.
Oh, yeah, there we go. You want to hear some more?
Yeah, I do. Let's do this. All right, man. Well, where can people find out more information about you? Shout out your socials.
Just keep checking out, Wisdom and Chains.
What about
on
your
Instagram.
OnlyFans page?
Richie's
You wanna plug
Power Bear Leather Daddy on OnlyFans is very expensive.
I think that's a real thing. Actually,
Is it real? That's the problem. Is I
Anyway.
really have to ask that. That's the problem.
Power
right?
Bear Steam.
So
Steamroomfriends.com.
when I set up an OnlyFans.
Steamroom buddies.
Well, now that you say it, can I use that? That's a good idea. That's a moneymaker there.
That should be a new version of fucking Tinder.
So
Steamroom buddies.
I'll tell you right now, when I set up I have an OnlyFans just to like be like a normal person, get a normal person, like a normal creep, like I have the account too.
Yeah, it did. That went way over my head. I'm like, I'm a normal person. I don't have an OnlyFans.
I guess sometimes when you're a pervert, it's a hard line to escape.
Okay, so
I had a login to look at naked women.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I thought you meant you had your own OnlyFans.
No,
just to
so
be-
what I did was I went ahead and made it one of those just to let it. I didn't actually contribute anything to it, but I made the back cover as like me in the steam room, and it says somebody steam with me, and it's me in the steam room, and I just put it out there. So every now and then, some guy will hit me up. I'd love to see that ass, and send me $20 or something. I'm like, all right, here you go.
there you go.
But a friend of mine who passed away, he was like, he would be like, he was a roadie for Dio.
Oh fuck yeah!
He did shit. He would sell his old sneakers to like weird pervert dudes.
Yeah, I've heard
for
it. So,
mad money, dude.
A lot
He
of
got
powerlifters.
He got like $100.
Like gay dudes are just dudes because they
Just
knew
like
he was
foot
near
fetish
Dio.
dudes or
Like,
whatever. Probably both.
No one that knew that he was a roadie
okay.
for Dio. That was
Just
like a
for him
separate-
being him. Yeah, powerlifters would get it. Like they'd want dudes that would come wrestle with him, or like I knew one powerlifter that he would sell his gym underwear. So he'd wear the underwear, sweat in it, get all stinky in it, probably wet fart in it, and then he'd sell it for like fucking $100 to some fucking
Wild.
One time,
weirdo.
like
And I was actually a little offended that I never used to get those offered. I knew one guy, he got offered
It took
some
2
crazy
hours,
amount of money.
2 hours and 20 minutes to get into this dark
One
shit
time
right now.
One guy I knew got a super heavyweight powerlifter got offered something like $2 or $3 grand to go mow a guy's lawn in a dress, and he wouldn't do it. And I was like mad at him. I'm like, $2 grand, motherfucker. Like he's like, yeah. Well, what if he's a weirdo? I'm like, well, obviously he's a fucking
obviously,
weirdo.
dude's a
He's gonna
weirdo.
give you get the fuck out there and do it. He's gonna give you $2,000. He wouldn't do it. So
Yeah.
just say I don't want any pictures of it. I don't want pictures out there, and put the fucking dress on and make your money.
I was in Albuquerque one night, and this guy I was like at the merch thing, and this guy came over, and this like girlfriend or wife, whatever. They were like bought merch. They asked to take pictures. I'm like, all right, yeah. And then after he's like, so my wife loves you, and I would be like honored to watch you fuck her. And I was just like, I gotta go, dude. I'm like, this is way too weird for me. Like,
I don't know. Yeah, people started using that word "cuck" like an insult, and I was like, cucks are actually pretty cool, man. I've gotten laid a few times because of cucks that are like, hey, if I sit in the corner and shut up, can you just bang my wife? Why not? You should have done it. Were you single? If you're
yeah,
single,
I think
do it.
so. It was just weird.
Oh, come
I
on.
was.
So
Do another shot of tequila.
So now that that's
Man
over,
up.
now that the first attempt is over, if that would happen now, would you do it? Well, no, I know you're in a relationship
Right.
now. If you were
Hypothetically,
single
if you were, dude, if I was single, Why not?
I don't know.
I feel like to be pressure to perform, like she's expecting, she probably has this like rock star vision and expecting something
probably.
from me,
I think it'd be weirded out.
I feel like you could pull it off though. Like
I guess it also depends out too much of the nasal inhibitor.
They make stuff to counter that. They make plenty of stuff to counter that. I got you. Probably got it in my wallet.
Packer, maybe he's like, I got something for everything.
Yeah.
Some of this, some of that.
There's no problem we can't fix.
Oh fuck!
All right, so it was drones, men's health,
Steam rooms,
hardcore steam rooms, and cuckolds. Like is going to be the title for this episode.
I fucking love it.
Yeah, there we go.
There's plenty of more weird shit we could talk about another time too.
Yeah,
you
fuck yeah.
Come back and
I'm an open book.
Bring Luke, and then we'll.
There we go. Yeah.
It'll get fucking wild.
It's just it's going to be about pizza the whole time.
Pizza, yeah.
So I'll be like Saturday. We'll do this again. Then I'll probably be back like a week or two later with my bass player to talk about his Building 19.
Yeah,
book.
yeah.
Well, if we have Luke on here and have Mark,
you might as well just be the dude that just does the show with me.
He's
now
the co-host.
Yeah,
we might need to have like Mark representing Connecticut pizza and Luke representing New York pizza, and they might have to do like a boxing match.
Connecticut
or
pizza's pretty fucking good.
It is, dude. That
New York
Pepe's
pizza,
in New
fuck
Haven.
that.
That Frank Pepe's in New Haven was
it's
fucking
amazing.
incredible.
But that's the beauty of pizza, right? Every region.
It's all good.
Yeah.
I like all the styles, man.
People who talk about Detroit pizza. Do you know anything? It's supposedly it's square. Is that a real thing?
Listen,
Yeah,
I lived in Detroit. I mean, I love Detroit, but the pizza was nothing special.
Yeah, to me, I've gone like as somebody who tours, I've gone to other parts of the country, got pizza. Like
the cool thing about Detroit was actually they call it the Coney Island spots, which is actually obviously New York, but Detroit has Coney Island spots, which are like burger, hot dog spots, and chili spots.
Kind of like a Greek area, sort of.
I think so, but I don't
like
think
over
I
near
went there. I lived in like
St.
Hazel
Andrews?
Park.
Like,
Yes, I think you're right.
Right behind it. Yeah.
I mean, Greek. You can't go wrong with Greek. Any Greek food is fucking amazing. When Richie told us we got that Athens show booked in Greece, he had saved pictures from the last time they were in Greece years ago and had them on deck to send.
Yeah, I'm thinking about
Greece.
just going.
He's just sending all this fucking amazing food pictures.
I never really vacation, but I think I'm going to go to Greece.
You should talk to Packer about Greece before you go to Greece.
Yeah.
What's stories?
Greece. Packer called me. He called me from Greece. He's like, bro, it's like this. Like he's like, it's like ISIS and Al Qaeda outside. He's like, I'm not leaving my hotel. They literally got like those black like terrorist flags.
Oh really? Oh
like
shit.
He's like, it's fucking wild, dude. He's like,
I'm literally thinking about going next summer, so maybe I'll talk to him.
He probably went out there 5 minutes later and made friends with all of them and was probably partying with them until the sun came up.
Talk to him though, because he'll tell you about Greece. He's like, I'm not leaving my room.
Let me tell you about Greece.
I had the time of my life.
Greece.
I mean, some of them have mustaches, but so do the Italians. It's hey.
Yeah.
Just go out there. Yeah. You're either gonna join or get beheaded. Yeah.
I just want to
We
see.
tend to get along with people.
I just want to see the architecture over there, like the,
Yeah.
Well, that Thessaloniki place was like absolutely gorgeous, man. The food was unreal.
It's probably if you do South America, you got to go to like fucking Machu Picchu and all those fucking crazy spots.
Yeah, I just want to see shit like that now. I want to see like the pyramids in Mexico.
Yeah, dude, when we did the Mexico City, my fucking legs swelled up from the flight. I was like the main one that was like, I can't wait to see the pyramids and all that. And I'm so psyched. And we landed and I couldn't even walk. My legs had swollen so much.
I'll tell you guys.
I had to stay back in the hotel while everyone else went with like ice packs on my legs.
So like Chichen Itza and all that stuff.
So I went to that just on vacation with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's the one there like an hour from Mexico City, all the pyramids or something? I think it was
I'm not sure.
When I was near
There's a
Mexico
bunch of
City,
them.
I was so excited for like a month to go, and then I couldn't even fucking
Mexico
walk.
City's wild because they got pyramids inside the city.
Oh, I didn't see those either.
Yeah, like if you walk around the city, there's like remnants
Like little
of
mini
pyramids.
guys and stuff. No shit.
And they
we
got
went.
them all
We went and did
cordoned off.
with my girl. We did. Oh fuck! I suck right now. And we vacationed in Mexico and on the coast, and we went and did a really cool tour. We did like we rappelled down into a fucking, what do they call it? Where you're in the underwater like wells or whatever.
Yeah,
You're down in cliffs. We rappelled, must have been like 200 feet down into this place.
Wild.
And then, was it?
No, I said that's wild,
Dude,
Yeah.
I got pictures of it. It was insane. And then you just hang out. You can like cliff dive into the water. It's like these natural springs underwater. And then we went and saw the newest wonder of the world. Is that Chichen Itza or was it another one? I forget what it's called. And they got the fucking, it's like a pyramid that's like each, north, south, east, west, and the top was like a holy place. Yeah, we went and saw that. It was incredible. Like you get a feeling there, man.
Oh no, bro!
Like, you get like overcome with like.
I almost got murdered there. Like so, I was there in like '95, right? You could still climb the pyramids.
Oh yeah, that's the place we're at. Yeah.
So I was up on the top of the pyramid and I was fucking hanging out.
They got the warrior statues, right? Like tons of warrior statues.
And there's like the Temple of the Jaguar and there's like the court where they used to like play soccer with like decapitated heads and everything.
It's fucking badass.
So I'm hanging out and these dudes are coming out of the woods and they're selling you like statues and shit. They're like old, like literally like Mayan dudes, right? Like village people.
Yeah, like the native people there.
So I was hanging out and I was talking to them. I was like, where do you make these? They're like, oh, our village. I was like, let's roll. And they're like, all right, cool. And they brought me to the
you went to the village?
Yeah. And they were showing me where they were like carving like the statues and shit.
Oh, wow.
And,
that's amazing.
And then we got back to the park. It was fucking closed. And I'm like stuck there. And I was like,
I guess I live with you guys now.
I climbed the pyramid. I was like, I guess I'm sleeping on top of the pyramid.
Oh yeah, there's like a room up there, right? Isn't there a room where they would do the blessings and stuff inside?
Well,
the room
yeah, there was like it was like they called it Temple of They had like the sacrificial like fucking altar. I was like, I'm gonna sleep on that shit, right?
Nice.
I'm climbing up. All of a sudden, there's a spotlight on me. They thought I was like a looter, and then I just played dumb around. I was like, I'm lost. I lost. I was like got stuck in the woods. I missed my bus.
Oh my God.
I had to go sleep in the God shack that night. You know what I mean? I had to take the first bus out in the morning. But
were you down there like on tour or on vacation?
No, it was like 95. I was just out there. Like
holy shit.
I was just out there to go see that shit.
That's why back then too, like it was a little more of a dangerous vibe, I would think. Less touristy.
Now do you speak any Spanish at all?
No, especially back then. For now, if I'm hammered, I can speak Spanish.
Yeah, no, and especially if I'm around it a couple of days, like once we're in like Spain or Mexico a couple of days, because I insist, I'm gonna be like, no, try talking me to Spanish. I like to try to. And I start remembering vocabulary I can do all right.
Yeah. Shit was wild. And
dude, that place was amazing though. That's where they used all the different cultures of that time would meet. Like the Mayans and the Aztecs would all meet and have their games and shit. Dude, it was nuts.
Yeah. And that's like there was Tulum not too far from there. And that was before it was all touristed out. Like it was like
I think that's around where we went and did the cliff thing with the
probably
They have a name for it. Cenote maybe, Cenote, something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Man, amazing.
Yeah. And then later on, like late 90s, I lived in Oaxaca for like 3 months, and that was
what's that? Is that near Mexico City or was that near?
No, that's south. That's like near Chiapas. Like when I was there,
when you were living there, what'd you do for money?
He was carving. He was with the villagers carving the statues.
Bro, you don't like I lived there for 3 months for like what it would like be to stay a week somewhere.
That's
like,
crazy.
Like back then,
you're like, I got that
happened. Even like
$2.
Yeah, I'm good.
When we did Colombia, we met these kids from Canada. They were like these thrash metal dudes. They had planned on going to Colombia for a week. They had been there like 3 months.
Yeah.
They were like, fuck it. Everything was so cheap. We just stayed just on a tear partying for like months. And
You ever talk to Maddie about his Colombia adventures?
Oh God, no! I would love to hear that.
Talk to Maddie. Yeah,
I might have, but I just didn't understand him. Sometimes I can't understand him after a while.
Yeah. He's heavily trying to recruit everyone to go down to Colombia.
Dude, I'll go to Colombia. Dude, he's one of my favorite people. He's so fun. I would definitely go to Colombia with him.
I gotta give him that Fox is his. He won
that
Fox.
Oh really?
He got a podcast tattoo.
And he gets the fox. That's badass.
It was like the first person to get a podcast tattoo gets that fox. And he came on the show, and that night he went and got a tattoo.
That's funny.
Dude, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You better come collect Maddie. I'm going to steal that shit. It's going to be mine.
Joe wants it too. Joe wants it really bad.
Uh-oh.
Maddie might be like,
Maddie wants to just
give it to him.
Blow it up. Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do. So,
dude, let's do a Colombia trip. We're in.
For now it says, yeah. All right. Well, then we'll definitely do a live broadcast from Colombia.
Yeah.
Medellin. Yeah.
Oh my God. That's such a cool place, man.
Yeah.
My coach is flying down there. What's today? Monday?
Yeah.
Wednesday, I think he flies down there on vacation for like a week.
Yeah. I feel like you're gonna go for more than a week though. Like,
I mean, we were only there like a couple of days because it was a tour, but even that was pretty great. Yeah, if I was doing a vacation, I'd want to do at least a week.
Yeah, absolutely.
You make friends and all that.
No sleep there with the pure.
You guys come
I'm
back
too old for that sort of thing.
You guys will have no nasal cavities when you come back. No more migraines.
Just do it right? Can't feel a thing, dog.
Comfortably numb.
It's amazing. I can't feel anything. Totally numb.
Totally numb. All right. I think on that note, we're a couple of 2 hours and 31 minutes.
Yeah,
in.
I think we've done our job.
I think we did it.
It's time to listen to some Motorhead, maybe.
All right, let's do it. All right, and then I'll put all
thanks for having me, man. We'll have to get Luke up here.
This comes out, what, Wednesday?
This come out on Wednesday.
Like in 2 days?
Yeah, like in 2
hell
days.
Yeah,
All right,
all
so
right.
if anybody's listening to this, stay tuned for the M4 Christmas podcast.
Yeah,
Coming
that's
Is that going to come out on Christmas Eve or?
Well, we're gonna record it Saturday. I might just put it out next Wednesday. It's
fuck
gonna
it.
come out. It's gonna come out before Christmas.
Christmas is Thursday, right?
Yeah, so it'll be Wednesday.
Yeah,
Like
fuck yeah.
like
That's
in
going to
10
be like a
days?
real Christmas
Oh,
episode.
geez, I gotta do some shopping. I think. Let me know when you're doing the one at the bar. I'll come. I want to come
Fuck
jam
yeah.
for sure.
No,
I'll take work off and everything. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'll tell you well in advance. You come out, jam. We'll do a whole night of it. We'll do you and Lenny doing live shit.
Fuck
And
yeah.
We'll do a live podcast.
He's got to do the anti-Christmas song there. You know his anti-Christmas song.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so good.
and maybe we'll do the debut of a Blood for
Yeah.
Blood Christmas
live at the Dipper.
live at the Dipper. Blood for Blood live at the Dipper. Christmas extravaganza.
The Santa anthems.
White trash
All right.
Christmas.
White trash Christmas. A very white trash Christmas. All right. All right.
All right, thanks for having me, man.
Keep it locked.
Cheers.